next generation of Detroit sports media is here. Crunch Time is back on Woodward Sports. Join Jeff Iafrate and Booner Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Taking Detroit sports coverage to the next level with massive interviews, viral moments, and the best live reactions. Get ready, Detroit. The young guns are taking over. Crunch Time on Woodward Sports.
We are back. It's Crunch Time, new week here on Woodward Sports, 11 to 1 p.m. weekdays. Detroit Lions OTAs, Detroit Tigers still suck. And the crew is back, as always. Jeff Iafrate, we got Booner, we got Justin in for KG. KG is out today, but he'll be back. He's dealing with some things. We love you, KG, always. Caleb Czarnik on the ones and twos. The whole crew's here. How we feeling today, fellas? New week. How was everyone's weekend?
It's a pleasure to be here with you fellas. I unfortunately was in attendance on Sunday in Chicago as I watched honestly, how I described it this morning, a baseball team on ketamine. The Tigers are playing like they are on horse tranquilizers. They have no motion whatsoever.
Yeah, that's we're going to talk about that today. Yeah. We'll get to Detroit Tigers baseball. It's disgusting. Ketamine is a great way to describe it, Justin.
What a word. I don't know if I've ever heard someone use that word in sports.
Horse tranquilizers.
I don't think I've ever heard that, honestly.
Yeah, by the way, shout out post-game show, Detroit Tigers post-game show on YouTube.
Shout out Nick, man.
Absolutely crushed,
Caleb.
dude. Caleb, Nick, Gordo was on there as well, and the boys.
Squad, man.
Crushed. If you guys do not know or maybe are just finding out, go check out the post-game shows as always. But we got a lot to get to, a lot of player quotes.
Weekend, by the way.
Players spoke to the media last week. We didn't get to those quotes. Lee McNeil talking about he feels night and day better than he did last season. A lot of different.
You guys didn't say how your weekend was.
Did anyone, by the way, go to the Grand Prix? I see you have a Grand Prix hat.
Yeah.
I actually went the last 2 years. I've worked it, and I've met a couple of the drivers. Shout out Alex Pillow. I've interviewed him both years that I've been there.
He was the winner this year.
Yes, he was. It's beautiful down there. I didn't go this year. I was in Chicago this time around, but I love the Detroit Grand Prix. It's a great event, and if you haven't gone, you should definitely go because it is quite the spectacle. I mean, they are zooming down the streets of Detroit.
I wish I went. I'm a NASCAR guy. I love racing.
Really?
And I just should have gone. I really did. I golfed yesterday morning. That was what I did. And then I realized, the Grand Prix today, probably should have went and watched it. Should have gone.
Yeah, I mean, I had a good weekend. I was shout out Joey. By the way, I want to make a shout out to Make-A-Wish Foundation. I mean, I did not know that. I didn't even know we could attend the event. We're going to these events moving forward. It seems like it was an awesome time. Woodward Sports, Make-A-Wish Foundation. You had all these people out there. Mojo in the morning.
By the way, that was the first time I saw a picture of Spenny. That was the first time I've ever seen Spenny without a hat, I think. And I've known Spenny for like 6 years now.
Yeah, that's actually
I was
a good
like
point.
taken aback. I was like,
I've never seen
Spenny's
Spenny
ears
without
look
a hat.
like.
Yeah,
I had no clue, dude. I was like, what?
It's breathtaking.
You want to say something or?
No, I mean, it was just like I did not expect Spenny without a hat. Like, and I'm scrolling, I'm like, whoa, Spenny.
He does look so different.
We need to send, never mind. I'm not gonna say anything. Shout out Spenny, dude. I love you, dog.
You just say you want to send him to Turkey?
Yeah, I was gonna say let's get Spenny to Turkey, dude. That's a good concept idea.
It's a fucking
All
ass.
right.
I mean, Booner's just it's Monday and Booner's already being an asshole.
I'm not being nothing, dude. I'm just being Booner, man. I'm just saying. That was the first time I was taken aback. I love Spenny to death, dude.
Real quick, we do have a super chat to start the show. Nitty Gritty shout out. He said shout out for the $1.99. He says this is a bribe not to talk about the Tigers.
We don't take bribes on this show.
I'm sorry, Nitty Gritty. We're gonna have to because this was a disastrous weekend.
The number's got to be a little higher than that.
Yeah.
If you gave me about $1 million, then, but outside of that, we have to hold accountability.
We had a morning, so we always get here. We get here early. The Crunch Time boys are back there talking. We always talk pre-show stuff, and it feels like we're doing a little bit of somewhat of a pivot, but it's the same concept. And Booner wants heads today, this morning. That was the text I got in the group chat. I want heads.
I texted you yesterday.
Yes.
I texted you yesterday. I said, and this is. I think this is a pretty simple conversation.
You want someone on the sword.
Let's get into this Tigers conversation because I think it's not just like in baseball. It's not like in NFL. It's like this in the real world. When you're bad at your job or you're not producing and you're the worst in your, I don't know, what do we call it, like
sector,
in your sector of your life, like whether it's like even it could be like even in marriage, like whatever it is. If you're like the worst at it, you just don't get to do it forever. Like something has to change. And I texted you after the game yesterday and I said somebody has to be fired. And my issue this morning, I wake up and I go, you know what? This needs to be like, what is it called at the NFL? That Monday after. what is it called?
Blackout Monday.
Black Monday or whatever it is. That is what it should have been this morning for the Detroit Tigers. I think every Detroit Tigers fan should have been expecting to wake up this morning, whether you wake up at 5, 8, whatever, to an alert that somebody in this organization has been let go and is no longer a part of this team. Somebody. And I know Neil was going on the rant about sticking up for A.J. Hinch. Jeff, I know we'll talk about that. But the first person I thought of this morning was there should be no reason that Scott Harris has a job this morning. Zero reason. Somebody needs to get fired. If you want to say Scott Harris, fine. A.J. Hinch, fine. Somebody in this organization this morning I told you guys before the show, somebody should have woke up this morning with a Google Meets calendar at 8 a.m. and it should, hey, you have a meeting with Chris Ilitch. And then Chris Ilitch goes into that meeting and said, hey, you are no longer a part of this organization. Like, there has to be someone that gets let go. If not, like, if you're okay with going 6-22 in May, you have no backbone in this organization right now. Zero. Whether it's roster building with Scott Harris, whether it's coaching, if you think it's coaching with A.J. Hinch, whether it's player-wise, and you don't think just the players are playing well, okay, trade all of them, make a move there. Or if it's even ownership that Neil was kind of bringing up to us. It's Chris Ilitch thing. But somebody needs to be held accountable. Because what I'm tired of is in the city of Detroit, just people getting away with stuff. I told Neil, I said, if Dan Campbell was dead last in the NFL in standings and that team was dead last, I know for a fact Sheila Hamp would probably fire somebody, whether it's Brad, Dan, or Dan's firing his staff. But if the Lions are dead last, somebody's getting fired. They weren't dead. They missed the playoffs, but they weren't dead last. You're 6-22. You're literally the worst team in baseball. You were top 10 in odds to win the World Series this year. Like, that's a fact, correct? That's a fact, right? Yeah. That's a fact.
Top 3 in the AL to win the American League.
And that's a fact. Those are facts. I don't care about injuries or all that, but, like, if injuries are a case, okay, let's just go, like, I don't know, 10-10 in May or 12-12 in May. Dude, you're 6-22 and you are the dead last team in baseball. Somebody needs to be fired, and it needed to be this morning. And it pisses me off that we wake up on Monday morning and your organization is too incompetent to fire somebody. And Neil's like, well, who do you rehire? Who do you do that? Dude, I don't care about that. First step is just getting it done. Something's wrong in this organization right now, whether it's injuries or not. The vibes are off. Change the vibes. How do you change the vibes? You set the tone, and you go in there and you fire somebody. Everybody's job's on the line now. We suck.
Yeah, I think everybody.
Put the pressure on.
I think everybody's seats should be hot, but like me,
not even hot. Seats should be gone. I should be able to pull seats out from under people. There should be no hot seats. The seats are on fire and they're burnt. They're ashes. Somebody needs to be out. That's a fact. You need to fire someone.
No, you do. But look, I'm with you. I think Scott Harris's, and I don't yell at me, Booner, but I think Scott Harris's seat should be way, way, way hotter than A.J. Hinch's. He's dealt A.J. Hinch a bad hand. Well, I don't think A.J. Hinch is off the hook by any means. But in reality, A.J. Hinch's seat is probably hotter because Scott Harris's last resort, last move he's going to make before he feels the wheels really, really falling off, even though they already have, is I'm going to fire the manager and see what happens, see if I can keep my job, see if we could turn this thing around. But I agree, Booner, somebody's got to start losing jobs. And I brought this up earlier, like it's not just the management, it's not just the president of baseball operations, it's players on this team too. Wencel Perez is one of the worst players in baseball. He needs to be DFA'd. Jack Flaherty has been absolutely awful this season. He needs to be DFA'd. There's players on this team as well that just have such a long leash, which doesn't make any sense because they're bad players and they're the reason we're losing games.
Honestly, I'm just being real with you. I don't think the player none of these conversations need to be taking place today about players, this, leash, that. It just needs to be one straight up topic.
Well, the players need to play too.
Yeah, they have to play too, but it's one straight topic. Who's fired? That's it. That you're at that point. You're at that point in the season. You're not at a point to where like you're on a down slope. No, you're there. It's rock bottom. Welcome. You're at the bottom of the ocean right now. Welcome to it. Like, who cares about the players at this point? And yeah, they have to be held accountable. Yeah, but somebody needs to be. It's somebody's job to get fired. It is what it is. Someone put in the chat here, who was it? Dante. The Boston Red Sox fired everyone, and they turned it around.
Yeah.
Literally, that's – and I told you in the back, I brought up the Boston Red Sox in the back, and I said, what's the difference between the Tigers and the Red Sox? And Neil brought up the pay and everything. Fine, that's fine. But I'm talking about organizationally, they win. They've won 4 World Series since 2000. How many World Series, guys? Let's go around the room. How many World Series has the Detroit Tigers organization won since 2000?
0.
Okay, so like maybe we do something that a competent organization does, Chris Ilitch. Maybe look in the mirror and say, hey, you know what? Let's follow the lead. Let's stop like just accepting just normalcy. Let's be great. How about that? And you know what? I told the boys, I said, if we need to, and we can people, you guys can tell me in the chat if we want to do this. We can start showing up. You guys know the tarps off thing that we keep saying? We can show up with, we should just start every single game getting a crowd together, just sell the team and fire Scott Harris signs. And we can do that they can't kick all of us out of Comerica, can they?
Yeah, they can.
Every single if we get 60 people, they're gonna kick 60 of us out?
Yes.
Okay, then they're gonna start losing fans. Do it. Like, let's do it. Let's show up this Friday with fire Scott Harris and sell the team signs. And we'll all go to the same section and we can go tarps off. And we could do it.
Yeah.
And it set the tone.
That's
how you create the turnaround there.
the big issue. We're talking about someone falling on the sword, and the biggest issue is someone who quite literally cannot fall on the sword. Like he unless he chooses to, which is Chris Ilitch. He doesn't have to fall on no fucking sword. That guy has a choice. And like we talked about with Neil before the show, you got like the money going up, the franchise values going up. Like that dude ain't selling. He's just not. It's Mr. Pizza. It's Mr. Little Caesars. That's literally the biggest issue. We could talk about Scott Harris and AJ Hinch, but I hate it because it's a conversation that has no end. Like there's no solution. It's just he's the owner, he's the problem, but there's no fix unless he sells, and he's not going to sell. So there's just no like. That's why it's easier to be like, well, fire Scott Harris or fire AJ Hinch, and I can listen to some of that, to be honest with you. I know I defended AJ Hinch, but the biggest problem is something they quite literally cannot change, Caleb. They can't do anything about it. You are stuck in this purgatory because of that, dude.
So what's the answer then? There's no answer? You're just
saying,
let's just roll with it and let's just be happy?
You are screwed. No, not be happy, but it sucks. It really does.
It's the same thing with the
super
Red
Get
Wings.
ready to
unfortunate.
learn rebuild, Booner.
Yeah, get ready to
But
learn
if you're going to rebuild, I don't want to do it with Scott Harrison and AJ Hinch again. I don't want to do the same people that you just rebuilt with because it obviously did not work.
I mean, technically, the rebuild was through Alavila, and right now the players in the team are all Alavila's guys, technically.
What year is this for Scott Harris? Does someone want to tell me?
Year
I think it's year 4.
So are you
3 or
telling
4?
me that
Like
he
that.
hasn't had the opportunity
The
to sign people?
He has.
Like this last offseason.
I'm not.
He went out and got a couple pitchers. He went and got Justin Verlander. Sweet. Who cares?
Hey,
but
listen,
he could have gone out there and got a couple bats, right? So you're not in a 1-0 game and you have to
I'm
worry
not
about
justifying the pro scouting. The pro scouting is absolutely abysmal, Booner. But what I am saying is, if you are actually going to rebuild, like there is an element of drafting that Scott Harris does have. I mean, he pulled McGonigal out. Like, I know Max Clark's struggling, and he's made a couple good moves for these prospects, but eventually, you're right. There's going to have to be...
A couple isn't good enough.
I know. There's going to have to be a flip turn here where they're not going to hit the height that they need to hit with Scott Harris as the GM because he is not good enough in the pro scouting department. I mean, Flaherty's contract sucks. They haven't signed a bat. That he wouldn't go after guys like Eugenio Suarez or Naylor, who would have helped this team last year and this offseason. And it's ridiculous. Like, you have to help the bats right now are terrible. They scored 5 runs in a series against the White Sox, who have some of the worst pitching in the MLB. Like, they are literally so mid in the pitching department that the fact that they had 5 runs, they did not have a run scored with a runner in scoring position.
Can I?
That's
the whole weekend.
That's terrible.
The whole weekend.
This is my issue. Like, if I was the owner of the Red Wings and the Tigers right now, like if I had $1 billion and I was in what's his name's Ilitch's position, you know what I would have done? There would be 2 different GMs currently right now, and these rosters would be turned around, and we would be championship contenders.
Yeah, but you'd have to factor in.
He has refused, and he's waited too long, and he's refused to make these moves.
You have to factor in that since you're saying if I was Chris Ilitch, you're just extremely cheap and you don't want to win.
Well, no.
You're not serious about winning.
Well, okay.
That has to be
it's
factored
not-
into the equation.
It's not.
as well.
He's not.
I wouldn't be cheap.
We can't call him necessarily cheap because we're top 10 in payroll. It's just the
But
way that.
remember what Sean Belisian said before the
Yeah.
show? Top 10 in payroll. Go look at the guys that are top 3. What's the difference there?
Yes,
$100
no, you're
million
absolutely right.
difference.
You're
It's a
absolutely right.
massive difference.
But also it's the way, and Justin brought it up. It's the pro scouting. Like we had shout out Woodward Tigers. I had someone in the chat yesterday tell me that you can't blame Scott. He almost got Alex Bregman. Almost.
Brad,
What uniform is Alex Bregman wearing right now? Is he wearing the old English D? No. His
Didn't
pro
they have a
scouting,
deal done and they said no?
not
his
once,
pro scouting,
but twice.
And Justin, you also brought up the youth movement, which he's done pretty good scouting. We've seen one real top end prospect of his graduate from the minors, and that's Kevin McGonigal. Yeah, Kevin McGonigal is phenomenal, but we haven't seen Max Clark yet. We haven't seen a guy like Lorenzo, who he traded Jack Flaherty for. We haven't seen any Briseño. We haven't seen any of these guys yet. So, I mean, who even knows if this youth movement is even a real thing?
By the way, Clark in the chat said, shout out Clark. Sick name, like that name. He said firing someone because your roster is decimated by injuries is a really bad take. All right, Clark.
It's not just the injuries.
So, but at the end of the day, it's like, are we just going to keep blaming injuries here in the city of Detroit? Like the Lions, injuries. Tigers, now it's just injuries. Like, yeah, there are injuries, but when you are injured, there is still an expectation of not going 6-22 in the month of May. 6-22. Like, go win 15 if there's injuries. But we're talking about in Clark. Like, this is the thing. If you're watching these games, it's their fault. It's not like you're out here and it's like, hey, you have the worst players in baseball. It's they're making mistakes. One Price missing just catches that are made by major league guys. Like, these guys are making their own mistakes. It's this accountability. Stop making excuses. It's the same thing with the Lions where we just, they missed the playoffs. It's injuries. It's good. They lost in the playoffs. It's injuries. Like, no, you still have to go out there and compete. Like, we have to stop using that as an excuse in this city. You have to hold these guys like a higher expectation. And it's like, hey, if you're 6-22 in May, somebody, Chris Ilitch, should be fired. Somebody. No one should walk into the Comerica Park today whenever they get back from Chicago and go into their offices and feel safe with a job.
The injuries are not the savior either. The guys who are hurt would not save this team right now. This team is fundamentally flawed with how it is built. Gleyber Torres and Javi Baez do not magically fix how bad the defensive issues are on this team, where you have honestly 7 guys on this team who don't have a natural position. That is ridiculous. The platoon is ridiculous. And then we have guys who can't learn how to hit lefties or righties because they don't get opportunities to actually grow as hitters in the major league level. And then the bullpen sucks. Tarek Skubal and Mize obviously are 2 great pitchers, but they still have to hand it off to the bullpen eventually, who blow every single game.
By the way, in the chat, someone just said, and this is the ridiculous part, and this is where fans can't separate it a little bit and actually be logical is crazy.
Yeah, no.
But Fletch lives daily. So should MCDC be fired following last season? Well, Fletch lives daily. Let me tell you something. The Detroit Lions were 1 game away from making the playoffs. The Detroit Tigers have the worst. They're 22-38. They have the worst record in all of baseball.
And people did get fired.
The worst record in all of baseball. Yeah, and John Morton lost his job.
Yes.
The worst record in baseball. That's what I said to start the show. If Dan Campbell was dead last in last year in the standings, then okay, we can have a conversation.
They wouldn't have fired him, though.
They wouldn't have fired him, but someone would have gotten fired. There would have been heads somewhere.
It would have been John Morton again.
I think there would have been heads somewhere. I think.
Let's go to break. I'll talk to you about Planet Fitness because there are over 2,700 clubs nationwide and 50 in Metro Detroit. You get access to the Black Card Spa where you can recover with the hydro massage and other innovative amenities. Bring a free guest anytime, just $24.99 a month. We're all strong on this planet, Planet Fitness.
ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Some days call for light, others lean bold. What about everything in between? All-Day IPA, the easy choice for every day. Citrusy, crisp, refreshing. Flavor you can float with. Light on the hops, big on refreshment. One's great. Two, even better. Brewed with you in mind. No shortcuts, no fuss. Big on flavor, never too much. All-Day IPA. Hop into easy.
Tell you about Massage Chair House. Looking to take your relaxation to the next level? Visit Massage Chair House in Bloomfield Hills, the largest massage chair showroom in the Midwest, featuring top-tier brands like Infinity and Osaki. This is your destination for premium comfort and cutting-edge wellness technology. Experience the difference with Dr. Eric Duncan, the wellness doc and creator of the #1 YouTube channel for massage chair reviews at the Wellness Doc. Book your visit today at massagechairhouse.com or simply scan the QR code on your screen. Massage Chair House, your ticket to ultimate recovery and relaxation. We got a clip here of Jared Goff talking about Drew Petzing.
Been a coordinator previously, I believe 3 years, right? So he's got a great feel for what it's like to run an offense and to run a room and to how to balance volume with intentionally attacking a defense and trying to find yourself in the right plays. And it's hard, man. It's a lot more to it than just drawing up plays. And I think he's got that extra part to it, as well as the play stuff's great, the scheme's great. But the part that is outside of the X's and O's, I think he does a hell of a job with, and it's been a lot of fun. Yeah, he's been awesome, man. He really has. He's been great to work with. He's got a lot of his own ideas, and he's also very open to listening to everything that we want to do. And it's been a fun synergy between him and I, and our whole offensive staff, everything. It's been great. He's done a great job.
We're talking a lot about the bad vibes with the Tigers, the good vibes with the Lions right now. New OC, Drew Petzing, and Jared Goff already getting along, which, if you know anything about quarterback and offensive coordinator relationships, the biggest thing you need to hit on when you hire an OC is the relationship. You got to make sure your quarterback and your offensive play caller are tight. They're boys. And I know one thing for a fact. Johnny Moe last year and Jared Goff did not have that relationship.
No.
That was widely reported. Not that there were public arguments that media saw, but just some behind-the-scenes stuff that maybe they had, either differences of communication, we'll go with. Because Jared actually mentioned that when he was talking about the new OC in Drew Petzing, he said the most important thing when it comes to, or at least the difference with Drew Petzing, is the communication. And also the fact that Drew Petzing, I love this quote too, and this says a lot about Drew Petzing compared to John Morton. He says, quote, He has got a great feel for what it is like to run an offense and to run a room and how to balance volume with intentionally attacking a defense and trying to find yourself in the right plays. It is hard, man. There's a lot more to it than just drawing up plays, and I think he's got an extra part to it as well as the play stuff and schemes. That is great. The part that is outside the X's and O's, I think he does one hell of a job with, and it has been a lot of fun. Now, let's think of John Morton. He's a passing game coordinator. His specialty is literally just drawing up plays. The communication aspect, the talking to the media, wasn't that good at it. And I spoke about it last week, and I know I haven't really shared my thoughts on Drew Petzing until last week publicly here on Woodward Sports, but I'm a massive fan of Drew Petzing. I think he fits what the modern-day OC is and what it looks like. There is the schematics, there's the X's and O's. Yeah, we can talk about the 13 personnel. We can talk about, the things he does in his offense that kind of mirrors what the NFL is. But just the human side of it, he's a dude's dude. Him and Jared, and here's the thing about Jared Goff, what him and Jared have in common. Jared Goff is, and I know this sounds irrelevant, but it's true. Jared Goff is a highly intelligent human being, okay? So when you're a guy who went to Cal, very smart, he plays quarterback, but he's a very smart guy. You need someone like a Ben Johnson, who is also equally a very smart guy, highly intelligent, to kind of communicate with. It's like a different language they're speaking. Drew Petzing, by the way, intelligent, highly intelligent. Actually worked with Ben Johnson back in the day, but he's been around very, very highly intelligent coaches in his day, and that's who he relates to the most. Like Sean McVay, he had a lot of success with. So I think Drew Petzing has that. So I'm excited for him. And I think you're already kind of seeing it. It's OTAs. It's very early. But just him talking about the relationship those two have, I don't know how Lions fans can't get excited about it.
I think last year during OTAs, if you guys remember, or the early training camp, remember there was actually like Jared came out and was like, "There's still things we're trying to work through. Like we're still trying to figure this out, that out, and it's a little bit different." Where this year, like the word that I guess 2 words that I heard was like the fun synergy of it. It's like they actually like enjoy being there, and like when he's installing these things, the one thing Jared mentioned, it's like it's fun. Like he makes it easy for the players. To where last year with John Morton, that was the opposite. And I think like we can all agree going into this year, there's no issues. Like everyone last year was like, we got to see what John Morton can bring. It's like the thing with Dan Campbell. You guys like last week with KG. You guys are like, I want to see it. I want to see it. I don't even think with the offense, it's like, hey, I want to see it with Drew Petzing. I think everyone's pretty confident it's going to be there. Like it's going to be fixed. The offense, it was already top 5. You're going to get back to where you were in 2024 with Ben Johnson. Maybe not the number 1 offense in the NFL, averaging 34 points per game, but you're going to get to a point to where the offense is the least of your worries. And that's how it should be with this team, with the amount of money that you've put on your offense.
And it was never the worry. I mean, even with John Morton, to your point.
It wasn't. But
they were bad against good defenses, but that's more of a coordinator
But
issue.
there were issues last year that
And offensive line.
In 2024, you were winning games with a bad defense because your offense was executing in the run game. They were finishing on 3rd downs. They were converting 4th downs. They were doing things like that, to where last year they weren't converting on 4th downs. They couldn't finish, on 3rd downs. They couldn't run the ball at a high level. Whether you blame the offensive line or not with that, it's a fact that it was offensively like John Morton. The term here that I think of all the time is John Morton was just a one-dimensional offensive coordinator. Like he was you know what he was? What is it? What's the saying? He was like transactional. That's what he was. He was transactional. He was a football guy that just watched a lot of film, and he was like, it's this way or no other way. Where Drew Petzing, like, hey, let's go out there, let's have some fun, let's get some trick plays. This isn't just a transactional thing. Like, I love doing this. I want to make sure I'm doing it the best way possible with Jared Goff. And let's do this. We should do this for socials today. We should go back and we should get the interview last year of Jared speaking about John Morton and how like demoralizing, and not demoralizing, but like how down he was a little bit compared to the interview in the first time he talked about Drew Petzing after working with him in week 1. Because I can guarantee you there's a difference. You'll be able to, the tone will be different. Jared will look a little different because, it's frustrating when you're working with the guy and you're struggling figuring that out, especially at post-Ben Johnson era.
And shout out Lucas Klotz, by the way. He said in here, somewhere at a local breakfast spot near a D3 college, Johnny Morton just started his day with a Bud Light and eggs. Is that like a fair?
That's probably
something
true.
Johnny Mo would do.
That's probably true. And Booner, when you were talking about the Dan Campbell interview, when you were saying, yeah, this felt different, that this feels different, we were giving you some guff about it.
Oh, you're gonna say it about Jared Goff now?
This does feel a little bit different, like
welcome
you
to
guys
the
are
club.
saying. Well, Booner, when you were saying, like, look at the interviews last year with, when Jared Goff was talking about Johnny Mo, it wasn't, obviously Jared Goff is very good at speaking at the media, so he's not going to say, this guy doesn't really know what he's doing. But this does feel different with Drew Petzing, and like Jeff brought up, like, Jared Goff is a very smart guy. He's almost like an extension of a coach to a sense. He's a veteran quarterback, and I think him and Drew Petzing are gonna do some really good things here in Detroit.
Danny G says the best part about Petzing is we won't lose him after 1 year. One word: continuity. Yeah, you know what I always wonder? It's like a weird theory. Drew Petzing, right? He has a great year here in Detroit. Let's say this year. Like, how long? What are you giving that timeline for him to get a head coaching gig?
I think 2 years. I think this year, if he comes out there to top 5 offense and some of those mistakes were gone, I think 1 more year to show. I think that's why I think this job, obviously, with the offense was very, very valuable for Drew Petzing. But I also think he looked at it like, hey, this is a pathway to me becoming a head coach in the NFL. That's how I think you look at this job.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with Kelvin Shepard. That's like remember, Kelvin Shepard just interviewed for the Dolphins job. And Shepard came out and said that, hey, they really liked me, which obviously – anyone would say that, but you know what I mean? It is just one of those things to where if Drew Petzing comes in and dominates and this offense keeps progressing forward, he's going to have an opportunity.
Nitty Gritty says when it comes to court and coaches, you have to be multi-factor. It's not just the understanding of execution, being able to communicate. Yeah, that's the thing about Johnny Mo is he's what he's doing now. He actually got hired, I think, by the Broncos. He got rehired to be their passing game coordinator. That's what some people are meant to do some jobs. Like there's some people that are kind of stuck in that box as much as they would like to do maybe other jobs or get promoted. They're just not built for it. And that's okay. You stay in your lane, you do what you're good at. And Johnny Mo's great at that. He's great at being a passing game coordinator. what comes with an offensive play caller, an offensive coordinator, so much more that clearly he couldn't handle. Say what you want about Drew Petzing in Arizona, and we've talked about it, I've defended him, but he had a job for 3 years, and he's been an offensive coordinator for 3 years, and he's been around a lot of bright offensive coordinators.
That was my biggest thing with this is last year with the John Morton thing. He had the year in New York with the Jets, right, where he struggled and got fired. That was his only stint. And I give you credit because last year that was what you were telling me when I was boosting up John Morton, and I thought John Morton was about to take the city by storm. The
only argument people had is he was in the room with Ben.
That was it. And that was my argument. That was my big one. I was like, hey, he helped build and create this offense. I always would say this. There was 4 people in that room when this offense got created. Dan Campbell, Jared Goff, Ben Johnson, and John Morton. And I was like, that has to mean something, right? But to your point, you would always counter it with, why wasn't he the OC before then? Why wasn't he an OC in Denver? Why wasn't he an OC between this time from the New York Jets to now? And like looking back at it, now we know why. He's a one-dimensional guy where he's really good at being a pass game coordinator. That's his thing. To where Drew Petzing, to your point, I was thinking about it this morning, Drew's been an OC. And like no one's physically came out. Everyone that you've talked to when we're at the combine, and literally, how many people we talked to at the combine about Drew Petzing?
Everyone loves him.
And they go, this guy is like a hidden gem right now in the NFL coaching world. And I'm not kidding. I'm not just saying that to say that. Genuinely, Jeff and I probably talked to, 10 to 15 people in NFL circles, whether it's media, people in front offices, scouts, whatever it is. Every single person we talk to, hidden gem. Like, this guy is going to be an absolute dog OC. The only reason he didn't work out in Arizona is because their coach got fired and they didn't give him anything. They didn't have an offensive line. They didn't have real running backs. They didn't have anything you needed. And they're like, as soon as he actually gets within a good offense, every single one of them were confident in the fact of, yeah, hey, he's going to take off here in Detroit.
Booner, Caleb has the video. I found the video from last year of Jared Goff talking about Johnny Morton.
We need to play that. That's a great poll, Justin.
Great poll.
The newness of this offseason, having to learn John, how much is
Yeah, sure, it's fun. It's fun. It's a challenge, and it's new stuff. It's new communication. It's different ways he likes to do things, and learning each other, and it's fun. It's a fun challenge. It's something that we're working through every day, and something that's fun to overcome and get closer to being where we want to be.
When we talked to him, he said, look, I'm not going to change much. It's been so successful. Just how subtle are the changes maybe with the casual fan notice it, and how much?
Yeah, I'm sure a casual fan would notice some of it, yeah. Yeah, some of it's different, some of it's the same. He's got a long background of stuff he's liked that he's done, and then he was here for a year through a lot of our success. So there will be a lot of that carryover and some new. And to be honest, I don't think that would have been any different. If you're returning with the same offense, you always kind of add some wrinkles. But yeah, certainly he has his flavor on the offense and has been doing a good job.
So to what Jared's saying, I'll translate it. Changes to the offense, he's throwing his own wrinkles in there. We're just going to ditch play action completely. Is that his wrinkle, basically? Let's just get rid of the thing we do best.
That was ridiculous.
Yeah, that's basically what he means. I'll just translate it for you. Let's go to break. When we get back, we'll talk more OTAs. We'll get into some Aleem McNeil because he spoke finally, and he does have pretty big expectations. I know we spoke about him, but today we're gonna get to it. The clips. But first, we got to hear about our friends over at Thrive.
Let me tell you guys about Thrive. You know who needs Thrive? John Morton does to keep his jobs. Most people think energy comes in 16-ounce cans full of sugar and neon-colored liquid, but you know better. It's time to upgrade with Thrive energy pouches. It's not your Dan Campbell's dip, the big, what do they call it, a big chaw that he puts in. It's a tobacco-free, nicotine-free mental powerhouse packing 300 milligrams of clean and smart caffeine, including alpha-GPC and L-theanine. They have it all. No jitters, no sugar crash, zero bloating. You can find it on dipstop.com and use promo code WSN for 15% off, and exclusively at all Market Fresh and Market Square locations. It's Thrive, baby. Clean energy, zero distractions. They just effing work.
It's game on at Art & Jake's. Wings, burgers, pizza, and ice-cold drinks served up with attention to detail. Wall-to-wall TVs, great service, and a vibe that keeps your crew coming back. Art & Jake's, a sports bar setting with a fine dining flavor.
No one gives away more cash and prizes than Woodward Sports. You don't believe us? Here's our latest $10,000 winner.
You guys posted, hey, if you guess all this stuff right, we'll give it's $10,000. I'm like, okay, well, why the hell not?
And the winning doesn't stop there. How about our Outkick Your Coverage winner?
I think you won. We got Tully, everybody. This guy's got a hot girl.
Bigger prizes, bigger giveaways, cash, merch, tickets, and more. All from the biggest sports network in Detroit. No one does it bigger and better than Woodward Sports. Make sure you're following, liking, subscribing on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube for your chances to share in the winning. From Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Rolling and three, New City! Towering hammer goes in! Towards the penalty spot,
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports.
All right, let me tell you about one of the greatest places on planet Earth. That's Art and Jake's. There are regular sports bars, and then there's Art and Jake's. Nobody else can even come close on game day. We go there, actually, our crew here, we go there for UFC Saturday nights. And with over 80 wall-to-wall TVs, 22 draft beers on tap, and a packed menu full of fan favorites, the Crunch Time app that they have there, they've got exactly what you're looking for. Make sure to scan the QR code. You see it on my right next to my head there. Scan that to go check out the A&J mobile app and join AJ's fan club, and then follow them at Art and Jake's on social media and find a location near you. It's a sports bar setting with a fine dining flavor.
I don't think about last year, so yeah, 1,000%. I don't remember last season. I don't want to think about last season, so yeah, 1,000%. I've been losing sleep over it, so yeah.
Alex said hi.
I felt like me personally, like mentally and everything. It just, you know, I just how the body works. It takes time for stuff to come back a little bit, and some stuff just was not there. No matter how hard I tried to do certain stuff, it just wasn't there yet. And it's here now, so I'm not thinking about last year at all, honestly. But yeah.
That's what I was trying to get from this year. Like you feel back.
Oh yeah. I'm me again now. Yeah, explosive and being able to do what I need to do. Yeah, absolutely. It's night and day difference between last year and now.
Can you give us an example of just one thing that maybe wasn't quite there that you feel like is back to?
Just overall strength and being able to connect the mind and the body. Just my brain being able to know that this leg is good and I can step and plant here, stuff like that. So it was more mental, like neurological, just getting that muscle to fire with this than anything. But I never felt like last year that I was limited at all as far as mentally. But yeah, I have that connection now. It's just easier now. So.
Aleem McNeil talking about his comeback season for the Detroit Lions. ACL
yeah, he's talking
injury last year was recovered, but not fully. Didn't feel physically right. Mentions how he feels physically right. Feels 100% healthy. There's no setbacks for Aleem McNeil. I'll go to you on this. Does that give you a little more confidence?
I'm gonna
no setbacks.
Yeah, no setbacks. Cool, awesome, sweet. I'm gonna do what you and KG do to me. I'm gonna play it here. Are you ready? I'm gonna play my card. I want to see it. Don't care. Honestly, I could care less what Aleem McNeil has to say right now.
There you
go. If that's how,
and that's your prerogative.
That's my thing with Aleem, because it's like, dude, you're like, again, and we go back to the same thing again. It's a conversation. We talk about Aleem all the time. We do, but it's the same thing. It's like, dude, I get you're coming off an ACL, fine. Then if you're gonna say, hey, you feel 100%, you're getting paid top 5 money at your position. If you're gonna say this in the media, you better show it then. You have no excuse now. You're back. He just told you, and for the people who are saying, oh, still the ACL, you got to give him more time. He just told all of us, every single one of us, he's 100% and ready to go. He said last year, I wasn't fully 100% physically, maybe. Mentally, I still had a little bit to kind of get clicking there. He just let us know he's 100%. So if Aleem McNeil this year is below a Pro Bowl, if he's not a Pro Bowler, you opt out instantly. You opt out.
Yeah.
You don't pay him $30 million for the next 2 years if he is not a Pro Bowler this year. So for him to come out and say that, fine, awesome, Aleem. Like, I love Aleem McNeil. I think at his best he's good, but you have to do that for 17 games. That's a fact. If you get paid top 5 money at your position, the expectation is you play at a top 5 level for at least 15 to 17 games. You can have a gamer here. Well, okay, I can deal with that. But it's no longer hey, we're going to get injured, or, oh, man, I have a really good game versus the Dallas Cowboys in the next 3 weeks. I don't show up. It's no longer that. You're getting paid $30 million. Your cap hit is like $26, $27 million. That's a problem. And if you're not playing at that level, I don't want you on this roster. And you just told me you're 100% healthy. Thank you. That's all I needed to hear. For the fans that tell me, Booner, he's not there yet, he just told you he's there.
Yeah, and he knows what it is. I mean, he knows the expectations he has going into the season. So I'm not like last year. We can unequivocally say and agree that he was bad. I mean, and he would even say it himself, Aleem McNeil. But what we also can say is this year, I expect a bounce back. I expect Aleem McNeil to be good. I do. I'm not too worried about it. The only thing you wonder is, what does that look like? What does good look like for Aleem McNeil? Is it what he's being paid? Because the reality of that contract is what you just said. You can get out of the money. So I'm not too worried about the future of the contract. The Lions can get out of it. It's just really, what does it look like? And I know, speaking of, we have seen him play at a top 10 level. So do I expect him to get back to that? I do. And we have seen him be the best interior defensive lineman on the Lions on a top 5 run defense. So I expect all that to occur. And if it doesn't, it's very simple. If you're Brad Holmes, you move on. You get out of the contract. I think me and Neil were talking about the other day or last week, they'll even free up some cap space doing it. And I know people don't want to hear it, but that's the reality. If he's bad again, you have to make a tough decision, but I don't think that's the case. I think Aleem's going to have a big year, and I think people are just going to go back to, oh, yeah, okay, he's a top 10 tackle like he was.
And again, it's fine if you want to sit here and say, like, hey, the ACL thing, but let's just talk, let's call it what it is. Like, included, like, with all defensive interior defenders, right? He was 90th in his overall grade.
He was bad,
PFF.
and he would
90th.
say it. He would say it.
And he's paid 5th out of all interior defenders. 5th. And he was 90th. He had a 90th overall grade. Even if you want to go to pressures, the guy was 53rd in quarterback pressures.
But we know that because he was hurt and he was coming back.
100%. But, like, is it coming off an injury, 53rd? You're outside the top 50. You're paid 5th. Like, if Chris Jones had an ACL and came off, you would at least expect Chris Jones to be top 15, maybe top 20. But 50th, 53rd, sorry.
But I think we would for
guy had 9 total tackles. I know tackles. It's not talking about like, hey, how many tackles.
But
you
have,
it was unbearable how bad he was last year for what he's supposed to be. Unbearable.
It's just tough to ask a guy though after coming off an ACL tear to just go, essentially play edge for 50% of his snaps. They put him out there, and that's not what he's meant to do. He's not quick enough. He can't set the edge, and he just was in La La Land. And then you ask him to move back to the inside, and I feel like it was just a bunch of bad breaks for Aleem that last season. He wasn't fully healthy. He wasn't playing his natural position. I feel like full camp. Like you said, he's 100%. He's ready to go.
No excuses now.
Yeah,
Zero.
Now I expect with him playing D tackle to at least see shades, like a large shades, not like little like glimpses, large shades of the Aleem McNeil that we were used to in 2024 when he was dominant.
Yeah, that's why last year we can keep talking about it, but it's like he was bad. Like there's nothing more to discuss there. You think he's going to be bad this year?
No, but again, like for people who are going to be like, oh, if he comes out and plays good, hey Boone, like, oh look you were wrong. No, I wasn't wrong. I've been saying you have to play to your contract. Like, okay, that's what he's supposed to be doing. Like, play to your contract. If you're getting paid $28 million, play to that level. And I think it's a pretty simple equation. And like, you can use, again, here's Detroit fans again. The injury. Could care less, dude.
Okay.
That's why this year is such a big year for him. Because, again, I'm going to be very consistent for the next 12 months on this. If he does not make a Pro Bowl team and he's not playing at that level as a top 10 defensive tackle, you opt out as soon as the clock ticks to whenever you're able to do it. You do it instantly, because there's no point in paying a guy top 5 money if he's playing 20. If he's the 20th best tackle,
I agree with
in
the
the
contract.
NFL.
The question is, does he bounce back and return to form? Yes.
I'm interested if he does. I hope so.
I'm not too worried about it.
I don't even know before, like at his best, if he was a top 5 tackle.
He wasn't. He was top 10, and they paid him to like a top 5. He was playing statistically like a top 10 defensive tackle. I mean, PFF, he was ranked around the top 10 in a lot of categories. He was really good. That was the year that the team went 15-2.
Yeah.
With no Aiden, and then he got hurt.
By the way, really good Eric Moy said, "I've been with you the whole morning, Booner, but you should just have left it at show me Aleem." That's what I think I've been saying this whole time. Just show me. Like, you're telling me you're 100%. Show me now.
Let's by the way, let's get to soup. I know it's 11:44. We got to get to break, but let's get to some super chats before we.
Yeah, we got a few here.
And read them all.
Yeah, we got.
Please.
Sideless, shout out $5. He says, "I don't give a damn what the Lions do in the regular season until they beat the brakes off a team in the playoffs, like a Super Bowl team. They're
Agreed.
not." Yeah, I agree with that. And Shout out Zach Soap for the $1.99. He says, did you guys sell out to a soccer network? Well,
I don't understand the soccer network, by the way. Is that something I'm missing?
I don't know.
Yeah, and I don't really understand the sellout thing, but I'll take your $2 though. Appreciate
Thank you.
it.
The sellout thing, by the way, we keep getting that. We grew our company. Awesome. If that's selling out, getting better, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, well, we got better.
I did.
Like,
I
that's
mean,
cool. That's selling out.
We do have a partnership with Detroit City FC. Shout out to them.
Now that you should.
Is that the soccer thing that they're talking about?
They might be.
Shout out DCFC.
What was wrong
man.
with that?
Yeah. Hey, you know what? I'll never apologize to the people when we're all trying to get better in life.
Yeah.
How about that? Selling out. Oh, we got better. Oh, cool. Soccer network. We got better. Cool. I'll never apologize. You should be apologizing to us for disrespecting.
Yeah, it's funny when people they tell you what decisions to make in your life, but they're not walking in your shoes.
Come
It's actually
on,
one of my
man.
favorite things of all time. It's hilarious. We should follow these people and tell them what to do every day.
Yeah,
Be
hey,
awesome.
whoever it was that said that, send us your address and we'll go. I'll do a day in the life. We'll do a day in the life with you and see how big of a sellout you are. How about that?
Or just send $2 more. Either way.
Yeah, thanks for the money.
We'll go to break.
You sold out and sent us money. Thank
Got to tell you about our friends over at Supreme Lending. They are not sellouts. They are much, much better than that. Buying a home or refinancing is a massive decision, and just like in sports, you need the right team behind you. That's why we're proud to welcome Supreme Lending to the Woodward Sports family. As a full-service lender, they boast a 99% close-on-time rate and a 97% customer satisfaction score. But here's the game changer. When you apply for an eligible loan, mention Woodward Sports, and you'll receive up to $500 off your appraisal. To score this deal, call the numbers on your screen. Talk to Chad and Chris at Supreme Lending today.
Swirling and swinging City. Towering hammer goes in. Towards the penalty spot.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
You can do it.
We are back, and let me tell you about our friends over at Founders, the All-Day IPA. Delicious, by the way. Yeah, this year marks the 15th anniversary of the All-Day IPA from Founders Brewing. And by the way, the more places I'm going, I played golf on Sunday, saw Founders in there. Drinks are on, they're on selection. The Water Hazard, you got the All-Day IPA. They're all delicious, and they're available. It helped define the Session IPA category, and its fans are what made it last. 4.7 ABV. It's built to go the distance for the entire game. So next time you're watching a game, maybe if you're watching the Tigers, just piss you off. Well, drink an all-day IPA from Founders, and you'll be much happier. Please drink responsibly.
Derek's like a quieter rookie, which I appreciate. You know, it's nice to have someone who he's about the work, and you know what he's going to come out and do every day. You know, so I really appreciate the way he's worked. DJ, obviously a vet. He's been great. We've been trying to build the connection. You got to, as edge rushers, you got to feel each other out a little bit and see what the vibe is. And it's been great. It's been great.
Not bad having a Michigan man on the other side either.
Say it again?
Not bad having another Michigan man.
Not bad. No, I tell you what, the Lions were starting to become Michigan's starting to become the pathway to the Lions, I guess. Probably not though. Before this year, it was like not a single Wolverine was drafted besides me. But yeah.
There you go, the Michigan man, talking about more Michigan men being brought into the building. Derek Moore now paired with Hayden Hutchinson, and we were talking to Michigan legend last week, Braylon Edwards. You know, he pops in the office. Honestly, shout out Bray, by the way. Great dude, man. We love talking ball with Bray.
He dropped the bomb on us, though.
Yeah, he comes back. You know, it's like a daily thing. You know, Bray comes in, he checks the vibe of the office, and we just start chopping it up, talking ball. And one of the things we talked about was Derek Moore. You know, he's a Michigan man, and he got a chance to meet Derek Moore, and Braylon Edwards is very, very high on Derek Moore. like extremely high. And I love that, by the way. And it's not just because of the Michigan stuff. Like Braylon had a chance to talk to and meet Derek Moore, and he said it's just there's certain people, and I do believe when he says this, there's certain people you meet where I'm trying to avoid using the word aura, but it's like
I think it's like
the
vibe.
presence
like
or vibe of
yeah.
a person. You're like, this dude just takes everything like he's a guy for sure. And he said he got that vibe from Derek Moore. And again, he has to go play football. I understand all that. It's like what we talk about all the time. The vibes don't always hit. But I understand what he was saying. And he also said this about Derek Moore. He believes he could be much more than just a third down pass rusher. And he also said that he can have 10.5 freaking sacks this year. 10.5 sacks.
That was the one that really, like, when he said that, I was like, whoa, like that's a big 10.5 for a rookie, let alone a rookie that, like, what did Hutch have his first year?
9.5.
9.5.
Dude, 10.5
so
is crazy.
Derek Moore to have a better rookie season than Nate Hutchinson. I don't know if that's something that's gonna happen. I love Bray. I'm gonna take a little step back and say, hey, I like the 6 to 8 sack range better. Just if I'm being more like. Hey, I don't want to give the guy too many high expectations, and then he doesn't hit it, and then everyone's like, this guy sucks. I think it's fair to be like, hey, Derek, go out there and get us 6 sacks, because you do have DJ Wanham. You do have that. Now, the thing that I'm interested the most that Bray said is I think it's he's not just a third down guy. Like, he could be an every down edge rusher. That's the one where I'm like, okay, I really want to see that. Because if you get to a point, I asked you boys this week 1, actually, when we started, when we had the Derek Moore conversation originally, and off camera I asked the boys, I said, like, hey, could he turn into, and again, I'm not going to say the exact player, but I'm going to give the examples of duos in the NFL. Can he be, him and Hutch be your Will Anderson and Danielle Hunter? Can he be kind of that number 2 to Aiden Hutchinson to where fans no longer have to want to go out there and be like, bring Max Crosby? That's where I'm interested to see if Derek Moore can be that guy in the NFL. And I think part of that also comes to, can he stop the run? What's he like in the NFL against the run? Is he going to be able to be a first, second, third down guy? Can he do that? I don't know. That's something we have to wait and see and let develop. But for Braylon to come in and say, hey, I think he can do that, that gives you a little bit more confidence that a guy like Braylon Edwards is like, hey, trust me, boys, like he might end up being that dude when it comes to it. Because that's a conversation I think everyone's wondering.
Yeah, what is his? It's not even for me of the rookie year. It's what does he look like the next 5 years, 3 years, actually,
Yeah.
3 years, because he has a 4-year contract. So 5's a little ridiculous, but 3, 2. I'm not too focused on his rookie year. I think I expect for me, like my expectations are relatively low. I've already went through the data with second round edge rushers. I'm not going to set I don't want to set too high of expectations on Derek Moore and then he doesn't hit them and then we get on here and start bitching about it. I just don't. I think 4 sacks for me is like a good number. If he gets to 4 sacks, 4.5, 3.5, 4 sacks, that's what you're getting out of a dude in the second round. You draft him. It's just the reality of it, guys. And I know people want to hear more than that. I know Braylon said 10.5, and I respect it, love it. I just disagree with him. I think 10.5 sacks for a rookie, that would be incredible. If you go back and look at just not even first-round picks, but just rookie edge rushers, that's got to be up there for like top 10 all time.
Yeah, for second round, 100%.
Like we're talking about a like Hall of Fame trajectory.
I will say, by the way, I will say this when it comes to like to credit Braylon here on this as well. Brad did mention that was his top edge rusher going into day 2, correct? Like that was a very well-known thing that Brad said. And you got to think, like there were guys like TJ Parker on the board, or not on the board, but in the second round that went right away. R. Mason Thomas was a second-round guy. Cassius Howell was second-round guy.
By the way, Joey Bosa had 10.5 sacks as a rookie.
His rookie year.
And James Pierce.
Zion Young, by the way.
It'd be James Pierce.
So, again, it was TJ Parker, R. Mason Thomas, Cassius Howell, Zion Young. Like, these are guys that Brad Holmes had ranked lower than Derek Moore. So, obviously, there's something within Derek Moore's game that, hey, he could stop the run that he liked over some of these guys who people looked at as even first-round guys. Zion Young was a projected first-rounder. TJ Parker, projected first-rounder. And Brad comes out and goes, hey, I had Derek Moore graded higher than those guys. So you would think that, hey, he probably is going to be able to stop the run at some point. His ceiling's higher, and they have confidence that he can turn into one of those guys.
Absolutely. And I think that their plan for Derek Moore is they see a more versatile edge than even a Zion Young. In my opinion, Zion Young was a lot like Marcus Davenport. He's a true run stuffer. He does not really there to rush the passer. And this is a switch off of that. And I do think Derek Moore has the ability to become a good run defender. But I'm not putting any stat number to Derek Moore. All I know is he's going to contribute to a better edge group on the other side opposite Hutchinson than any we have seen in Aiden Hutchinson's career. And that's what makes me happy, because him and Wanham are truly going to be a really nice combination, and to have an actual rotation where hopefully Hutch doesn't have to play, 97% of the snaps he played last year?
Yeah.
Or like high 90s?
It was an insane
like
amount.
some insane clip. That is the last thing that we need, especially when we see how the injuries and can ramp up and the toll that it takes on this team. Can't have it. Need more of a rotation. I also wouldn't mind getting another edge to help solidify the situation. But Derek Moore, I think he's going to be the best edge opposite Aiden Hutchinson. I think he's going to have a better season than Wanham.
Yeah.
Maybe not statistically, but in terms when you watch the games, he's going to have a higher impact on the game than Wanham will, regardless of the stats.
And you feel damn good about it if that's the case. You feel damn good about him as a player.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that. Like, there's a lot of and that's why my big thing about it isn't the sack number. It's more of just what do you see on tape. Like, do you see a guy that is getting in the backfield, quarterback pressures, and I know we talk about quarterback pressures, but it's different for a rookie than it is a guy who's been in the league for a while. A rookie, you factor in, okay, are you pressuring the quarterback? Are you hitting the quarterback? You know, to me, it's not always going to be about sacks. He could end the year with 4.5 sacks, but have a pretty good year for the Detroit Lions. Like, this guy's not walking in and filling AQM's production. It's just not going to happen. You know, DJ Wanham's here to help the run defense, and he's going to do that. And Derek Moore hopefully can kind of do the same thing there. But we shall see.
And AQM had an inflated season. Like, those sacks didn't really come in big spots when you needed them. They kind of came in more garbage time where he was stacking stats. Like, I personally, like, a lot of people wanted AQM back. I did not want AQM back. I was glad that he left, especially at the number that he left at. I'm all good. I love what we're doing with the other side opposite Hutchinson, because you don't need sacks opposite Hutchinson in the best world possible. Like, Aiden Hutchinson was producing enough sacks for you, where if the other two can hit 5 each, you're living in a good world.
Well, like Niels the Goat says, do Moore and Wanham get 11 sacks combined? Like, that'd be awesome. You're fine with that. Niels the Goat also says pressures are better than sacks now. LOL. No.
I think it depends on what. Like,
for a rookie, you're like, okay, pressure. Are you pressuring the quarterback? Pressures matter, but the thing I hate is when people use that pressure argument. Like it has, like, because pressures to me can always be, they are measured in different ways. Like, what does a pressure quantify as? If you're running at Joe Burrow and he throws a 50-yard dot to T. Higgins for a touchdown,
but there was
that's
pressure.
a pressure.
Like,
that's where I get. But Derek Moore is a 21, 22-year-old. It's like you're not holding that guy to, like, get sacks.
Yeah,
sacks is all that matters.
It depends too. Like, it's the time to pressure, right? It's like that you're bottom in the NFL at time to pressure. So it's, hey, you were getting a lot of pressures. Cool. When were you getting them? To your point, like Joe Burrow's running around scrambling. Like, for us, it's like Josh Allen. The last couple times we've played him is running around. He gets 10 seconds to throw the ball. Oh, and then you get a pressure. Buddy completes a pass for a touchdown. Like, that's not what you want. You want a pressure within X amount of time. That's not the bottom in the NFL. And that's where it's like with Derek Moore, DJ Wanham, and Aiden Hutchinson, and even if you want to look at Ahmed Hassani potentially, or even if they add someone else in free agency or a camp signing, whatever it is, you now need to have a rotation, where in the past they didn't even have a rotation. It was just AQM coming off the edge. And to your point with the sack numbers, like, they were inflated. Guys, he had 11 sacks. 8.5 of those sacks came in 3 games.
We talked about this.
It's three games out of 17. You got 8.5 of those. So you're talking about 2 sacks or whatever it is outside. Like, he had a 3-sack game, 2.5 sack game, a 2-sack game. Like, guys, like, you're looking at 8 sacks there out of the 11. That's insane. That's nuts. So you need someone consistently that's going to be on the other side of Aiden Hutchinson that's going to get that time to pressure rate down. And I can guarantee you guys this. If you have a competent guy on the other side that's helping, and even inside, like, again, we keep bringing up the edges. This comes into, like, Aleem McNeil and Ty League too. Like, Aleem said it in his press conference the other day. He says, you're not going to get to a quarterback and have a good pass rush if the interior is bad. So Aleem and those guys, like, they're very much involved in this whole situation. But you're going to see Aiden Hutchinson. I know he had 14.5. It's going to go to 17 or 18 as soon as you get someone getting to the quarterback quicker on the other side. That's what people don't realize. And people go at Hutch and, like, Neil, well, Booner, so I was told Hutch needs help. It's not the fact that he needs help. It's the fact that you just need a competent D-line around him, that you're not 29th in the NFL in time to pressure.
And I think that conversation isn't even about, like, I know the Hutch needs help thing is it's hilarious, because I'm on the side too. Like, you got to get a good defensive line in totality.
Yeah.
But can we just admit, like, Hutch is not Myles Garrett? Can we just admit that?
Yes.
We had this conversation. Remember we argued. You said he's the best.
Miles
defensive
is
player.
like one of the greatest ever.
But remember we had that conversation. Who's the better defensive player right now? There's just guys that can get it done with you on the other side.
Yeah.
Hutch, he's just not. Like even Will Anderson and Dino they're playing football together. Like it's fine. Hutch is great. He's a very, very good player. But man, like there's great players and then there's Myles Garrett. Like he's just on a different freaking. He's in a different freaking atmosphere.
Yeah.
It's just a fact.
I think they just have to look at it as a defensive line as a whole. That needs to be improved.
Yeah.
And that happened. I said it a couple weeks ago, this is the best defensive line or edge room. This is the best edge room I think that you've had because you've finally done something different if you're Brad Holmes.
I think
9
sacks between the two of them is very reasonable and where I think that they're going to land. I'm not telling you which one's going to get which number, but I think if you get 9 from your opposite of Hutch, who, if the defensive line is improved, which I think it will be, maybe not by much because I still worry about the interior a little bit. Tyleek's got to take a big step. But if it is even remotely improved, I agree with Booner. Like, we're going up to 17 sacks for Hutch. Like, I don't need 11 from the opposite. I need 17 from Hutch.
Yeah, Hutch, and some of that is on Hutch. Like last year, there was games where Hutch didn't have great games.
Yes.
Like he just went MIA. And that's part of it too. So it's not like he's absolved from any blame. Let's go to break. When we get back, we'll talk more OTAs. Amon-Ra talked about Isaac Tesla. What do we expect out of him? How excited are we to kind of see what he can do in year 2? But first, we got to hear about our friends over at BlackRock.
Let me tell you guys about BlackRock. If you guys are looking for the perfect spot to host your next watch party, get together, whatever it is, head over to BlackRock Bar and Grill, home of the steak on the stone. You see that beautiful steak right there? Whether it's a graduation party, baby shower, rehearsal dinner, literally whatever it is, you can go to BlackRock. They have the atmosphere that you're looking for. And the best part about it, they literally have anything and something for everyone, from handcrafted mocktails, cocktails, fresh salads, stacked burgers, desserts, and then obviously the famous steaks cooked right on the rock or chef prepared to perfection. Book your next event today at BlackRock Bar and Grill and find a location near you at blackrockrestaurants.com.
Planet Fitness now has even more best-in-class strength equipment. Join today for $1 down and save.
We're stepping it up.
We're not slowing down.
Finding new faith, new focus.
Love that new equipment smell.
So, you in?
Join the club today. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
A network for the city, by the city. Woodward Sports is Detroit Sports.
I hate to tell you, energy drinks, but you're about to be crushed. Thrive nootropic energy pouches are here to change the game by delivering steady, focused performance in a clean white pouch for a fraction of the cost. And unlike other brands, Thrive comes from an American company that's been leading the way for over 30 years. So stop drinking gut rot energy drinks and why don't you thrive for a change? It's just better.
Justin Satawa here with Loom Cannabis, and as you can see, I'm a little too invested in Loom Cannabis at the moment, and that's why I couldn't find my audio button. However, you should be too, because they have the new Buzzin' energy drinks, and these things sound nuts. I'm about to have to go pick up some of these right after work. It's the same amount of THC buzz that you love, but is now paired with a clean boost of caffeine from green tea extract. They're made with real fruit juice, no artificial sweeteners. Buzzin' Energy has bold flavors, light in calories, and built for long summer days and even longer nights. Try it in the refreshing peach and raspberry lemonade. Crack a can, catch a buzz, keep the good vibes going. Available at all 40 Loom locations across Michigan. Learn more at loom.com. And when you tap in, use the code WSN30 to get 30% off your Buzzin' order. Well, all orders, actually.
We saw him come out last year and do some good things, but any growth early on for him so far?
I mean, Isaac, he's a quiet dude. He goes about his business, does everything right. But I think just, me having been in his shoes, I think going into year 2, you just become more comfortable with the playbook, the speed of the game, everything, the facilities, where to park. So he's just, you can tell he's getting more comfortable in everything. And with that comfortability, I think you get confidence, and I think that's just going to continue to go for him. And he was great for us last year. He's going to be even better for us this year. So I can't wait.
Amon-Ra talking about Isaac Tesla, the 3rd-round pick out of Arkansas, a local man as well, Michigan man. And can I say this too about? I want to mention this before we get into the Amon-Ra stuff because I was thinking about this while you were doing the read for Loom, the THC drinks. If we filled out a roster, tell me if I'm off on this. We filled out a roster in the MLB with all Caleb's, downing those things. Would you rank higher in offensive categories than the Detroit Tigers?
Okay, well,
like
look,
all on the Loom, buzz, and energy, like just loomed out.
I'm gonna go no.
I'm gonna look offensive no, but if I could get some Loom, get my shoulder feeling right, I might be able to pitch better than a lot of this bullpen.
Okay.
Shoulder surgery.
I just want to get a feel
I'm on
for
the
it.
IL right now, but
here
if I get some Loom, I'll be high 70s, and I have a decent changeup. So
I was just going to you on that, Caleb. That's fair.
What's prime Caleb pitching?
Like what do you mean, velocity wise?
Like miles per hour. Like
You're out of your prime.
prime.
Yeah, out of my prime, I would say my 82, 83.
Wow.
Somewhere
They really
around
call
there.
you the closer back
That's
in the
pretty
day, or
slow.
what?
No, I was a starter. I was a skinnier guy. My stamina was a lot higher, so I was a starter.
Oh, you as a closer would be deadly. I mean, imagine they strike.
Come out to
Caleb
Hell's
Zarnik.
Bells.
Yeah, I love that, dude.
Caleb Zarnik.
Could I
trots
have hit
out
a
there.
home run off you, or just got a hit off you?
Right now,
Yeah,
no shot.
a hit.
No shot.
Okay.
And this is a content idea I've wanted to do for a long
Yeah.
time. We definitely got to get this thing going because there's no shot.
I'll get a hit off you
No, you
easily.
couldn't. No, you couldn't.
Give me
No, you couldn't.
20 at bats. I get a hit.
No, you couldn't.
Okay. A hit.
20's kind of a lot, though.
Yeah, he said no,
That kind
though.
of shows more about
I
Caleb
couldn't
than
pitch
you.
20 at bats.
Okay, how many at bats?
You guys
How
give
many
me
at-bats do I
20,
get?
I'll get one.
I'll give you just like a normal game, like 4 at bats.
Okay, let's do
Four
5,
at-bats.
just in case you run through an order a couple times.
Sounds like you're less confident than
Well,
he
no,
is.
I mean, we went from 20 to 4.
And
What
then
do
you
mean
went
I'm
to, trying to get 5.
5, yeah, dude, 20 to 4. I mean, I'm trying to get one more. I mean, we could at least be in the middle and say 10.
I think you got him a little bit. The
Yeah,
mental
he's
side.
rattled.
He
I
doesn't
think
know.
I could easily get 4.
I won the battle before the battle even started. Look at this guy's yelling.
By the way, too, I don't want to throw it out there. We have 270 in there. If we get to 150, I told Jeff before 12:30, Caleb and I will see who can finish 2 Coney dogs the fastest.
Yeah, we got to do that.
Man, I mean, hey, it helps being right by a Leo's. So we're having a glizzy off.
It's
is
right
This what
there.
they're saying? A glizzy off?
We
Is
got to
that-
hit 150 though.
Yeah,
a
let's do it.
Coney glizzy off between
Do
Caleb
you all
and Boone?
ever think about playing your sport again?
All the time, basketball. I thought I was good at basketball. Well, I was. I wish I'd go back and I actually think about it all the time. If I had the knowledge that I had today in regards to the sport, I would have been better.
Justin, didn't you just get done playing hockey?
Yeah, I'm
He was done like 3 months ago.
I'm literally coming out of retirement, dude. I can't not like
You gotta do something.
I'm itching to play. I'm coming out of retirement. I'm trying out to represent the state of Michigan in something called State Wars, where every state and province around the country in Canada send a roller hockey team to a tournament, and you play each other. So I'm about to try out for that in the next
Remind me,
next
Justin,
month
we
or
do
so.
something hockey-wise. I'll draft your ass first. I mean, you're going first off the board.
No, DMAC is.
Well, DMAC plays, of course. Yeah, I didn't know if DMAC was in this equation or not. But yeah, if no DMAC, you're first off the freaking board, dude. Actually, we're going to do some more stuff at Woodward. I'm excited for it, man. Like, softball.
3-on-3 tournaments can be
3-on-3.
so fun.
Just different.
I told the boys that we need to have a field day.
Yeah.
I think a Woodward Sports
Instead
field
of like
day.
shows, we just have a field day all day.
Yeah, we just do a field
That'd be
day.
electric.
Everyone's in teams and
Show over show or something?
Yeah, we'll have a couple different. I mean, we have a bunch of teams. Get some
down.
T-shirts with some different colors.
Yeah, that'll be fun. If we
And
did,
we
by the way,
compete.
chat. What do you think, chat? If we had a show off, like shows versus shows, and some sort of competition,
I think our show would be pretty.
where would you put us? Be real, chat. Out of you got Big D Energy, okay? You got Crunch Time. You got Braylon and Anson. Okay, Braylon would dominate some things, of course. And then you have the heavies.
It depends on the sport.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be physical. I'm just saying maybe anything.
No, it has to be.
Because if it's something, with
easy,
like,
then
if
easy
it's something with like
disqualified.
strength wise or something, I'm out. Like,
Yeah, I'm out.
It's like so you has to be like, it has to be stuff like pickleball.
Is KG
kickball.
playing for the morning show or is he playing for you guys?
See, that's an interesting conversation.
We would put a bid in for. We would talk to KG. We'd say, listen, man, you join our organization. We'll take
Who
care
are
of
you trying to play for?
I'm a free agent.
Actually, no. We automatically get Justin. He's in our office.
Yeah,
that is
Justin.
true.
That would be messed up.
Justin is a crunch
That
time.
is true. I think you have my bird rights.
Yeah.
You have my bird rights.
So
and,
we
and
get
you
first
can
dibs
retain.
on Justin.
I like the squad.
I have ties to every show though. I started as an intern on Big D Energy.
Where's your
and
current
then,
tie though?
But my first time on the mic was on heavyweights and Braylon's show. I just like Braylon.
I mean, why is Braylon a good guy, dude? Damn it!
I know.
Dig.
No, I mean, I feel like I'd have to be with you guys though. Like we're in the same office. I feel like that'd be like crossing the line you never come back from. You know?
Yeah, and they tough. They got Chris. I mean, well, Rake says, "Are we doing just hosts?" Well, I guess you'd have to factor in like Chris Platty's 6'6". Like, are we doing like?
Yeah, but is Chris basketball? Like, how good is Chris?
Chris might move like a giraffe.
I cannot believe that Chris is very fluid.
He might not be very fluid. I'll say this. I like our odds.
See, the heavyweights have the size, but they don't have a lot of agility.
Yeah, is Chris like the most unathletic 6'6" guy of all time?
Yeah, I love Chris. I'd say it to him. Yes,
probably.
No question.
Yeah. I'd love to see Nick on
we
a
have the
basketball
dancing.
court,
We have the dancing bear. We got Caleb Czarnik.
Yeah.
I mean, that guy's
Hefe in the chat. Hefe said, "I'm a heavyweight. We would be a stacked team." You guys would die out within a minute of any game we play.
Well, it depends what we're doing.
Yeah.
Spenny would probably be the only one that's like in enough shape to actually last long.
Spenny's like the ace.
Yeah,
he
he
can do
is.
different
But
things.
you
He's
can't have
strong.
one. Like we're talking about like stamina and like agility and all that. I think ours would be.
I feel like
the
we're
best.
kind of like the old Spurs that
Yeah, Tony Parker, Ginobili.
Yeah, we're the old Spurs.
we got the ball movement. We got the chem. Like, come on.
Neil says, the GOAT says, Chris said he beat Tyler Conklin
in
one-on-one.
7th grade.
that was
in
so
7th
funniest
grade.
And Conklin goes,
clip I've ever
sure,
He
bro.
said, "I'll give you that, man."
Whatever you want, bro. Let's go to break, man. We'll get back.
That was so funny, bro.
Yeah, shout out
Chris,
TC
bro.
and Chris Platty. Let's go to break. We get back. We'll talk about the Amon-Ra Tesla stuff. I'm sorry. We just had to talk about that.
Hefe said, I got stamina. I mean, I don't know, man.
You got to prove it, Hefe.
Yeah.
You got to prove it. But you know what you don't have to prove? That's pure psychiatry helps people. They definitely always do. They don't need to prove it. And we talk about sports every day. We talk about wins, losses, pressure, expectations. But in real life, it's not always that easy. And at Woodward Sports, you're never alone. And neither is your mental health journey. Pure Psychiatry provides personalized psychiatric care designed specifically for you, not a cookie-cutter plan. They got 16 locations in Michigan, 2 in Ohio. They make getting help accessible and comfortable. So if you're thinking about taking that first step, visit PurePsychMichigan.com, PurePsychMI.com.
This is a hungry bear. This is Carl and Jeff. Carl isn't worried because he has focused energy to spare thanks to Thrive energy pouches. Jeff didn't use Thrive when Carl offered. The bear is happy about that. Don't just survive. Thrive.
Game is won in the trenches, and our big fellas don't mess around. The Woodward Heavyweights on Woodward Sports.
Some days call for light, others lean bold. What about everything in between? All Day IPA, the easy choice for every day. Citrusy, crisp, refreshing. Flavor you can float with. Light on the hops, big on refreshment. 1's great. 2, even better. Brewed with you in mind. No shortcuts, no fuss. Big on flavor, never too much. All Day IPA. Hop into easy.
Justin Sitsawa here, and let me tell you about our good friends over at Gold Crown Cannabis. Gold Crown has an elite selection at literally every single dispensary I have ever been to in my life. You can't go anywhere without seeing the king of the weed. The Royal Jester, Junior Jesters, and the Royal Jesters are both amazing. A lot of versatility there. You got the small, little bitty ones for when you got to smoke on the go, or when you're sitting there and you want to analyze the game like crazy and be like, oh my God, why am I a coach? Why am I so locked in? That's when the 1.5s come into the play and you really lock in. So make sure you tap in with Gold Crown today, and also make sure you tap in with our Gold Crown videos as well on our Instagram. We make sure we show some love to them. So shout out to them and our friends over at Gold Crown.
We're back. It's crunch time here on Woodward Sports, 11 to 1 weekdays. If you're watching, hit that like button because we appreciate every single one of you
Coney
in
dogs.
the chat. We got a glizzy off, I guess, between Booner and Caleb. Who can finish 2 Coney dogs faster if we hit that like goal? 150 likes. We're talking Isaac Tesla, but first I want to read this comment because it's hilarious. Krug Daddy says, are you taking Justin all buzzed up or Justin straight and narrow when it comes to his hockey ability? That's a true question, or is it one of the same?
I think that's a
Justin,
fair
we
question.
go to you.
It is one of the same, actually. I'm going to be completely honest with you.
Yeah, be honest.
There's not a game in college that I played not high.
You're going the Calvin Johnson route.
Yeah,
the Megatron route.
No, yeah, I have scoliosis in my back, and I have really bad hips from playing hockey all this time. So I went the Calvin Johnson route, you know, and it's nothing crazy. It's it's literally 1 or 2 puffs, and that's it. And you know what? Say what you want to say, but I put up my best statistical season this past year in my entire college career. So
I think there's a kind of thing to it. I think Steven Jackson said that his best games in the NBA was.
Justin, you see me right now? If I'm the GM, I don't give a shit. I'm drafting you first in this league.
So,
if we do this hockey thing,
Well, no, we're not drafting him. We're getting him. He's on our team.
You're on the team.
And what's funny as well is
it's locked in.
So I actually, this is a really funny story. So I set off a fire alarm hitting my pen in a hotel room when I was the president of the team because it's a student-ran organization.
The president.
And so my coach came and like talked to me. And I had this Febreze bottle, extra strength Febreze. I sprayed it in there, and they thought that is what turned the fire alarm, the hotel staff. So I just started gaslighting both my coaches into believing me, and because I was the president of the team, they believed me, and all my friends knew that it was because I was smoking in my room. So,
God, so you're a savvy guy. I mean, you're a little savvy when you have to be.
I am a savvy guy.
You had to figure out a way out of that situation.
Because I could have gotten arrested for smoking in the hotel room, and B, I was gonna get benched for the rest of the weekend if that was the case, and I sneaked my way out of it.
Man. That's what that is. Being a dog.
Overcoming adversity. That's what that is.
And Isaac Tesla is a dog. He's another one of those guys that qualifies as a dog.
I can't wait to see year 2 Tesla, man.
Yeah, it's exciting, dude. I mean, every time he got the football, he's making plays, and I think what Amon-Ra is saying is true. When a guy comes into the league, there's a year of like figuring out the dumb stuff. Like, yeah, he can make plays and play wide receiver. Okay, yeah, obviously, but there is this like other part of it that maybe fans don't know about, where it is as stupid as like you're a rookie, you're in the NFL, bro. Like you're trying, like that would be stuff that I would be thinking about. Like, where do I park?
Yeah.
Where do I park? Where do I go? Like, this is so confusing.
You just don't feel comfortable yet.
You don't feel comfortable.
Like it's every move you make, like even like going to get lunch in the facility.
Yeah, and it's magnified because he's from Michigan. Like this is his team.
Right.
Like he grew up with a freaking jersey on.
And it just comes down to like literally, it's just like a routine thing, right? It's just like getting that routine. For me, like think about this. Like when I come back to Woodward, right? I had a full-time job before. I'm still getting in the routine of like. I don't even know in the morning I wake up, I don't have to go to a corporate job. At night, I'm like, we don't do nights anymore. It's like, I couldn't imagine in an NFL team, you're a rookie, you're going into one of the best franchises currently right now in the NFL, that they have Super Bowl expectations, and you're like, hey, I'm trying to win a job. Like Justin said, it's my hometown team, and it's like the pressure of all of that together, and you're trying to just get your feet wet a little bit in the NFL. Year 2, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, this is a safe zone here. We trust each other.
Well, Justin just incriminated himself. So
I just want to make sure, like, this is like I could say whatever here.
Allegedly on Roblox, you know, I do not support anything that. No, I'm a fake. I'm AI.
Yep.
You don't know who I am. I'm not a real person.
He is real.
Allegedly.
Safe zone though.
Allegedly.
Safe zone boys. I watched all these videos of the Lions putting out OTA stuff. You know who's in it a lot more than anyone? Isaac Tesla. It's like he's like now making plays.
They know what the people want. You know
I know, but I'm also.
I mean,
I'm
he is a pretty good-looking guy.
But you know, he's got a helmet on. You can't see him. I'm just wondering.
The flow.
I'm wondering here. Is he out there making like a bunch of plays? Like, is he getting the rock
but
a
here's
lot
the,
right
he's
now?
a highlight machine. The guy's a highlight. And this is what
they posted multiple, and he's just making highlights, and it's just constantly.
Here's my problem with this whole like because for people that have been supporting us for a while, you probably have seen me crash out over this Isaac Tesla pick, and the reason for that when he was selected was not Isaac Tesla himself. It's not the player. I didn't even know anything about him as a player, so I was not judging him, the human being, the player. I was judging the thought process from Brad Holmes at the time of why are we trading multiple third-round picks for a wide receiver that clearly is very, very talented, by the way, and I understand why he would love him, when you just gave J-Mo top money, or at least $28 million a year, and it gave him an extension so that Isaac Tesla can basically be, while J-Mo's here, a wide receiver 3, when he's got so much more potential than that. I thought it was maybe a move at the time of like, could this maybe signal that Brad's going to, eventually go a different direction from J-Mo and keep Isaac Tesla and have a rookie and Isaac Tesla getting paid pennies?
And then boom.
And then he extends J-Mo, drafts Isaac Tesla. Listen, you can have a bunch of wide receivers. Okay, clearly that's what Brad wants. He wants a bunch of weapons. That's fine. But I really do think, and that was the confusing part, Isaac Tesla to me can be a legit wide receiver 2 in this league.
Agreed.
I really do.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think he can be like an 800 to 1,000-yard guy a year as a wide receiver 2, if not better. I think he has that type of potential. So that's where that was coming from. In this Khalif Raymond role,
can we
what
talk,
do we expect, realistically?
Can we talk expectations?
Yeah, like what do we expect in that role?
This last year, he had 15 catches, 240. I think he had 6 or 7 touchdowns. The thing with that, I think this year you're going to because the back half of the year he really took over that Khalif Raymond role, did he not? And he kind of was wide receiver 2 in some games. I think Amon-Ra might have been out. Some guys were out a little bit. I think he just has to double all of his numbers except touchdowns. He's not going to get 12 touchdowns. But I think you have to
He had 6 touchdowns last year?
It's 6 touchdowns last year.
Really?
I think you need to look at it, and the expectations for him is if we're going to say, hey, he could be a good wide receiver 2 in the NFL, with Amon-Ra and J-Mo, and then you also have to take into consideration Sam Laporta returning as well. I think it's, hey, just go out there. If he gives you 35 catches, 450 yards, and another 6 to 8 touchdowns, I'm happy with that. I think that's like a perfect year for Isaac Tesla. You go in there with 35, 450, and 8. That's the stat line next year, and I think that's a really good wide receiver 3. And I went this morning and looked at other wide receiver 3s around the NFL in really good rooms. That's essentially kind of the mark that they're all in. And yeah, he's not going to go out there and get you 800 yards. If there's someone that's going to say, hey, Tesla's going to go out there and have 700 yards this year, like it's just not possible unless,
not possible,
knock on wood, unless like someone goes down.
Yards.
So he's going to go out there, and if you look at wide receiver 3, he's the best wide receiver 3 in the NFL. I think we can all agree on that. Maybe, actually.
No, he's not.
Look at the Vikings, Juwan Jennings. That's crazy, by the way. It's Juwan Jennings.
Yeah,
Who are you going to say?
I mean, I don't think you could give him that crown already. He had 15.
Talent-wise.
Yeah, I mean, talent-wise.
We're talking about talent.
Okay,
if he says he could be a really good wide receiver 2 in the NFL, you're looking at him as probably one of the best wide receiver 3s.
But there's been other wide receivers 3s that have produced. I do agree with
you. I don't look at production. I'm not going production because we're talking about like
upside,
bottom.
If you want to go
I'm saying we're talking about like what is his like how good is he actually? His talent. To Jeff's point, wide receiver 2.
Yeah, I agree.
So if you're looking at wide receiver 3s, he should be one of the best in the NFL. So the production should kind of fall into line there. That's 30 to 40 catches. That's 400-ish yards.
See, the tricky
and that's 6
part,
or 8 touchdowns.
The tricky part is not that you're wrong, but I'm just genuinely asking, is that, yeah, he's a wide receiver 3. That's typically the production, but it's like, how many of those offenses have a top 5 tight end, a number 2 running back who also gets 600 yards receiving? Like, there's just there's too many mouths to feed for Isaac to even do much of anything. So even though he's extremely talented.
Is that a little bit too much then, like what I put out there? Because like you even look at like Khalif Raymond when he was like at his best as wide receiver 3, he had 35 catches, 490 yards.
But what year was that?
2023. So that was J-Mo's first year breaking out. J-Mo had a big year then as well.
And that was
correct?
Rookie.
What did J-Mo have that year?
That was
That's a
also
great question.
What'd you say?
J-Mo that year?
I'm not sure. Maybe. I don't think he had 1,000 yards.
Well, no, J-Mo had 350.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, that's a good point.
But when
Josh Reynolds had 600.
When J-Mo arrived, Sam arrived, and Jay Muir was here, Khalif had 200. It just sucks.
Yeah.
Like, it's just. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's good to have a lot of weapons. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. But the reality is, you're not going to see Tesla, like, blossom into what he can be unless someone just gets traded or injured. I mean, that's just the reality.
This is the thing here. Like,
just the truth.
Krug Daddy said here, 450 yards. That's underperforming. That's underperforming for Tesla. But
it's not his fault.
That's my point. Is what are the expectations for this year? Because you do have so many weapons. Where do you go with that?
And to Neil's point, real quick, I'll let you go, Cal. I just want to mention this. Neil, the GOAT. How often are we gonna have a wide receiver on the field if you run 3 tight ends? You ain't gonna.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah, go ahead, Caleb.
No, I was just going to say kind of to your guys' point, like, yeah, there's a ton of mouths to feed in this offense, which is a good thing. I mean, we're a very talented offense.
Not a bad thing, I agree.
Gibbs going to get the ball a ton, obviously. J-Mo, Laporta coming back, Amon-Ra. But we saw things from Isaac Tesla. He's a very talented player, and I think if he's as talented as we think he is and as talented as Brad Holmes thinks he is, he's going to get the ball. Like, he's going to get open. He's going to get those red zone looks because he's going to score touchdowns because he's that bigger body X wide receiver that we've been looking for. He's going to get the ball. Booner, I think your stats are pretty much there. Like, if you're saying, 30 catches, 400-something yards, kind of like Khalif did last year. If he's as talented as we think and as Brad Holmes thinks, even though there's a ton of mouths to feed in this offense, he's going to get the football.
Can I ask, too, like Julia said, Booner has the most absurd takes. Like, what's wrong about that? Am I too far? Is the 400 is a 30 catches and the 400 yards, is that because I genuinely don't know, like, is that too far?
No.
Am I giving him too many yards, or should I be giving him more yards? Like, what's the absurd side?
Maybe
of
he
that?
was the wide receiver 3 thing he thought was crazy.
But that's true though, right?
Yeah, I mean, I
if
think
you look at him as a really good wide receiver.
When we're talking about
too,
me, I'm just saying maybe people.
But
when they hear
most
that.
people, I think, would say with Isaac Tesla, he could be a wide receiver 2 in the NFL. If you're a wide receiver 3, 4, 5, like if you're at the bottom of like the depth chart in the wide receiver rooms, you're not one of the top 2. But people say you should be.
He should be.
I think you're considered one of the best at that position then in the NFL.
I agree with you.
Like, so I think it's honestly, Julius, it's just logic at that point. And it's the same.
Unless he disagrees with that.
If you disagree, but I think it's more so logic if you're going off that. And as well, too, with the numbers, it's really just logic because we've seen wide receiver 3s and we've seen guys have those numbers. And I went back and looked. That's kind of the numbers that line up for wide receiver 3s if you're playing at a high level.
But will Tesla ever, because it's a numbers game. A lot of it's obviously he's going to have an impact on the field, whether he's getting the ball or not, like with the run blocking and everything, all that. But it's a numbers game. Is Isaac Tesla with his numbers ever going to live up to where we selected him in the draft and trading 3rd round picks for him? Like, yeah, we could talk about the talent and everything, but I feel like if the numbers aren't there, I think a lot of people will still be upset with drafting him there and what we gave up to get him if the numbers aren't there.
Let's see. I saw a comment, and I wanted to get to it, but I can't find it. But someone was insinuating maybe the chance that Isaac Tesla just takes J-Mo's spot, which not going to
come
happen.
on, J-Mo's one of the best. By the way,
it's
too,
not going to happen.
The last I think 5-ish games last year, I believe. Let me just double check. I got that number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The last 6 games from Isaac Tesla when Dan Campbell and when Tesla got a little bit more comfortable in this offense and they started using him just a little more.
No Sam Laporta too.
No Sam Laporta, but again, they just started using him a little bit more. He averaged 35 yards a game in the last 6 games. So if you go by those numbers, right, by the numbers, listen, this isn't me talking. This is just me. I'm using a calculator. This is simple math, guys. That's all this is. If you average 35 yards a game for an NFL season, that's almost 600 yards in the season. That's a lot.
Yeah.
I'm not even asking him to get what he ended the year off last year. I'm asking like 400 yards, 24 yards a game. That's not that. That's 1 catch a game for Isaac Tesla. That's what that is. So if people are like, hey, that's too absurd of numbers.
No, I don't think it's
genuinely think like expecting Isaac Tesla from anywhere between 25 yards to 30 a game, even with Sam Laporta in, I think that's very fair. I think it's a fair number. I don't think that's crazy, and I think it's something he's able to do. I think he can produce like that.
Yeah. No matter what, even if his production doesn't say it, he's a much better player than.
And by the
stats will
Julius said
indicate.
you're crazy saying he's the best wide receiver 3 in the league. I think like outside of maybe Jawan Jennings. Let's.
Lucas just said Wendell Robinson is the best wide receiver 3 to me.
Is he a wide receiver 3 anymore?
It's Calvin
He left.
Ridley, Tate, and
well, that's because they just drafted Tate. That makes sense. But Wendell was a number 2 in New York. He was the number 1 in New York last year.
Just say it's the verbiage.
He's one of.
I guess.
Okay,
Yeah,
sorry. He's
of.
one of. Like, come on. You could argue if he goes out there and gets in a position that some of these other guys are in, he's putting up the same numbers.
Yeah. By the way, OBJ just went back to the Giants.
Confirmed?
Yeah.
I saw he was working out
Same with
them.
Braxton Berrios.
Yeah, OBJ just what a random thing to pop up today.
OBJ
back to the Giants.
To the Giants is crazy.
Let's go to break. We get back. We'll talk top 5 running back duos in the NFL. Do the Detroit Lions have one of those running back duos? That's the question. But before we do that, I got to tell you about our friends over at Mad Pack. So allow me to do that. Mad Pack fans, if you're looking to elevate your rotation, listen up. You already know about the high-low, boom chakalaka, but Mad Packs is something for you and fresh for the new year. Look out for Mad Packs, Extracts, and Blizzard Packs, the perfect thing to get you through not only a Michigan winter, but a Michigan summer. Stay tuned with the Woodward Sports Network for all the latest updates.
on gives away more cash and prizes than Woodward Sports. You don't believe us? Here's our latest $10,000 winner.
You know, you guys posted, hey, if you guess all this stuff right, you know, we'll give it's $10,000. I'm like, okay, well, why the hell not?
And the winning doesn't stop there. How about our Outkick Your Coverage winner?
Let's give it up for David Tully, everybody. David Tully. This guy's got a hot girl.
Bigger prizes, bigger giveaways, cash, merch, tickets, and more. All from the biggest sports network in Detroit. No one does it bigger and better than Woodward Sports. Make sure you're following, liking, subscribing on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube for your chances to share in the winning. From Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
All right, let me tell you about Buddy's Pizza. They are celebrating 80 years of the original Detroit-style pizza, and they are grateful to be your hometown favorite. Follow their social channels and join their rewards program to see what they have planned throughout 2026. Add some Detroit style to your next event with Buddy's Catering. Their menu is packed with fan favorites, including their award-winning pizzas, signature salads, home-style pastas, and more.
What's your favorite, Caleb?
Look, I said it as a bigger guy. Their salads are banging. And you might say, Caleb, you don't eat salads. I eat Buddy salads because they are delicious. Save 20% on your next catering order of $200 or more when you order with promo code Woodward20. Visit buddyspizza.com/catering to view their complete menu and place your order today.
We're back. It's crunch time on Woodward Sports. 11 to 1 weekdays. I'm your host, Jeff Iafrate. I got my co-host, Booner. We got Justin here, Caleb Czarnik as well. If you're watching, hit the like button. It's free. It takes a second, and it helps push the show out in the algorithm. We still got the Coney dog off, Glizzy off, whatever you want to call it, between Caleb
like
and Booner.
button.
If you hit
Smash,
150 likes.
I don't actually like this because I brought in some chicken and rice, a little healthy today. And if we hit 150, I have to eat 2 Coney dogs.
Yeah, but they're so delicious.
They are.
That seems disappointing, but I'll do it. And I'll beat you as well.
Okay, sure.
I think I would win.
I mean, it sounds like you brought up the pitching thing earlier. Like, can I get a hit off you? We might just need to do a Booner versus Caleb thing here for.
If you want to lose, then we can do that. But
in terms of the baseball thing too.
Overall.
Okay, we'll see. We'll see. I could set something up where I could get 5 at bats against you. My shoulder's gonna fall off. Excuse.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do it in the next week.
I could try to set that up for us.
Okay. Let's set that up. We'll bring cameras and we'll have it for the show.
I'll be like the Bruce Buffer.
You could be the umpire or the catcher. I need a catcher.
You could be the catcher. Yeah, we need strikes and ball calls.
Okay.
But again, I'm batting. If you don't give me the right calls, man.
Well, you're going to complain no matter what.
100%.
That's what comes with sports. And I accept that. I accept that.
You got to stand on your calls.
Speaking of your shoulder falling off, you know a player I hope shoulder doesn't fall off is Isaiah Pacheco. I need him to stay healthy. Okay. And wow. Okay. So these are your top 5 running back duos.
Crunch times. It says.
So I'm in
crunch
this.
time.
It
says the logo says crunch time with Jeff Iafrate and Booner. So you're looped in on this top 5 running backs in the NFL.
Wow. Okay.
So let me just. Can I?
You break it down, and then I'm going to tell you why I disagree with it. But go ahead.
I think a lot of people. I think what you have to realize a little bit is this offseason there was a lot of running back movement. There was. And I'm not just talking about like main running backs, but go look at like Saquon's backup, like some of these guys, like high level backups. There's been a lot of movement. When you go look at it, I went down and I looked at every single 1 and 2 throughout the whole NFL.
Okay.
These should be the 5 no matter what. I don't know if there's another duo in there that I'm missing.
I think a player you should put in there, Etienne and Kamara. Those 2.
That was it. But the only issue I had was Kamara's getting old, and no one knows. Like
they're talking about trading him.
Yeah, I don't even know if the Saints. That was the thing is I didn't even know if the Saints were confident in him anymore, and I don't know if he's playing football.
I think as a running back 2, he's better than probably a lot of. But anyway, that's a debate for another time.
Jeremiah Love, Tyler Algier. I think Jeremiah Love's going to be incredible in the NFL. Now it depends. The thing that's going to happen with him is like, what is his offensive line like? What is that offensive like? Take that away. I think you look at just strictly like the skill set of those 2 guys. I think anyone in the NFL, especially even like a contending team, would love to have Jeremiah Love and Tyler Algier. Tyler Algier could have been. We talked about it going into this offseason when we were talking about bringing him in for D-Mine. Everyone was like, hey, he's a guy that might be looking to actually be an RB1 at a team that needs one.
And he's also a back who's got 1,000 yards before.
He does, yeah. And Jeremiah Love, I think we can all agree, he's going to be.
He's so good.
He's going to be a top 10 back instantly in the NFL.
Yes.
Instantly. Jalen Warren and Rico Dowdle, 2,000 down backs. I don't think anyone can argue
1,000-yard backs.
1,000-yard backs.
I'd switch the order. I think Dowdle's better than Warren personally.
Well, yeah, that I was just more so the two there, the order of those guys.
But you see where we're getting to? We're making arguments, and then we're going to get to the number one spot of a guy who's never had 1,000 yards. And he's been injured.
What have we seen? And this is where I knew this was going to come. I'm tripping on my quarter.
This is where you kind of
What have
contradict
we
yourself.
seen in Detroit though with running backs? We've seen guys come in like a Jamal Williams who.
What about last year?
You had D-Mont.
No, I'm saying like production with the rushing offense last year.
Oh, well, the rushing, it's different because you just upgraded your offensive line. So when you have a good offensive line here in Detroit, you have the Dan Campbell mindset and an offense that's run first, right? They are an offense that relies on the run. You saw it with Jamal Williams a couple years ago, and then you saw it with D-Mont. The issue with it, and this is where you're going to be like, well, Boone, last year D-Mont, they didn't really go 1-2. This offense and this running game has changed a little bit. Jameer is now 80% of the run game. That 20%, you don't need a D-Mont to do it. I've had this conversation before. You need a guy that's going to fill that role perfectly. Isaiah Pacheco, a guy that's going to be able to finish short downs that you haven't been able to convert the last few years. A guy that at the 1 yard line is going to be able to punch in touchdowns for you and you won't have to worry about it. I think it's the perfect kind of 1-2 punch that you're going to need. Because, again, for people that are like D-Mont with Isaiah Pacheco, you're not going to need him to do what David Montgomery has done for you the last 2 years.
With Dave Montgomery, I would agree they're the number one running back duo in the league.
I'm taking Isaiah
with
Pacheco
a short down. You're like, oh, he's going to be a short down back. So a short down back and Jameer is the best running back duo in the league.
Yeah,
that's what you're saying.
It's the perfect duo.
So because Isaiah Pacheco,
but by the way, this is also your list.
It's not my list.
This is Jeff's list.
So because Isaiah Pacheco fills a role perfectly, they're the best running back duo in the league. Is that what you're saying? That's what you're saying.
Yeah, no, I'm getting killed right now.
I mean, we have a couple good suggestions here in the chat. One from our guy Klotzy. He says swap Steelers for Saints or Raiders. Raiders is Genty and Mike Washington. That could be one. And then
come on,
all right.
Come on.
Well, that's from Klotzy. That's from our guy
Klotzy's trying to. I get it. Calling Mike Washington. We don't even know what he is.
Yeah,
he's a rookie.
Klotz also told me to draft. Who was the dude from the Raiders?
Jeremiah Love's more of a sure product than he is. But I get what he's trying to do.
Zamir White. Klotz also told me Zamir White was like going to be the best back in the NFL.
And by the way, and I hate to say it, we got to put some respect on the Bears running backs too, man.
Yeah.
No, you have to.
They were the top rushing offense.
They deserve to be on here.
Yeah, but like they're not on this list. I'm not taking Swift and who.
They had the best rushing attack in the NFL.
Good for them.
Because of
they
what the O-line.
line.
Oh, so now the O-line doesn't matter.
The Lions have a good O-line
because the O-line helps the Lions. They're on here.
Back now.
So you disqualify the Bears because of their O-line.
Do the Bears have Jahmyr Gibbs?
Oh, so now it's only running back.
But no, but I think
so we're ranking duos or we're ranking what?
I would have had Saquon on here if he had a good number
so,
two.
Yes, Tank Bigsby had 800 yards before. He actually had more yards 1 year than Isaiah Pacheco did. Tank Bigsby. Well, are we ranking number one running backs or are we ranking duos?
I'm putting the Bears in front of the Steelers probably.
The Steelers have 2,000-yard backs.
I know.
They're automatically in there. What are you talking about? I know. Do you?
How about this? Can we
Steelers are in this list no matter what.
Let's play a game.
Jalen Warren and Rico Dowdle. What are we talking about?
Let's play a game in the chat. You guys in the room play, all right? Let's just pick apart the duos, all right? Jahmyr Gibbs and Bijan Robinson. If we ask 32 teams,
they're 1 and 2 in the NFL right now.
So like it's a debate. How many teams would take
That's
Bijan
the
versus
only reason
Jahmyr?
I had them at the number 1 and 2.
15-15.
It would be even, right? Isaiah Pacheco, Brian Robinson Jr. What are we thinking?
I think Brian Robinson's better.
I agree.
I think Brian
So now we're at a point where Joe's Jim's are taking.
The reason though, the 1 and 2, I'm going to say this: when I made this list, I was like, that could be interchangeable.
Okay,
because of
we're getting them close.
Because of Bijan and Jahmyr, those are interchangeable. But after that, we could argue maybe taking the Cardinals off, if you guys want to go Bears. Those two, number 3 and number 4, they are not coming off the list.
No, three is the best. Like not of the two guys that are like both the highest.
Yes,
it's those
I agree
two.
with you. I agree with
like
you.
those are the.
But 4, they're in the top 5 no matter what.
They're both.
You have 2,000 1,000-yard back. What are you talking about?
Borderline
over there.
top 15 backs, and they're both in the same backfield. Like I understand what you're. I'm with you on that one. It's tough on that 5th one. I'm not a big Algier guy. I think he's overrated. I do love Jeremiah Love, but I think I'd have the Bears there. Their room is better. Like we're not talking lead back. Their room is better.
How about this? So we can pick apart who we think should be on the list, right? The big question I want to get answered in chat: yes or no. Simple, yes or no. Do the Detroit Lions have the number 1 running back duo in the league?
No.
Now, Booner,
That's the debate.
Can I ask you this again? This is
That's the question. Bring up the Steelers. I don't want to.
No. It's not a Steelers thing. This is a crunch time list, so I guess we get it.
So we're on it. We're on the list.
If again, this is a hypothetical because this isn't what's real life.
Yeah.
If Tyler Algier was still a Falcon, are they the number one? Are they over the Lions?
Arguably, you could say, yeah.
I'm just
probably,
asking.
Yeah, probably, because he's potentially a 1,000-yard guy.
Sure.
And by the way, for the Steelers too, I'm just looking at the two guys they have in their room. Jalen Warren last year had 1,300 yards and like 10 touchdowns. Enrico Dowdle, he also had almost 1,400 yards.
So they should be one.
Yeah, honestly, I
got his ass.
I might put the Steelers up.
I got his ass.
I might move the Steelers.
I mean, the way you're talking about him, you should put them on.
They have two 1,300-yard down, like 1,300-yard guys.
Within 8 minutes, we've got you to move the Lions down 2 spots.
That's why. Hey, by the way, when we did this segment, I said, "Hey, I want you guys to tear the list apart," and that's what we're doing.
That's fair. I'll say this: I think the
this.
Lions have a top 5 running back duo. They're not one. They're not two. They're not the best. Monty and Jameer are the best. When they're together, those two are the best.
This is going to do great.
It's almost to me, guys. It
nuts.
feels disrespectful to Monty for him to leave. Pacheco comes in, and they're still the best. Like, is that not disrespectful to David Montgomery?
Again, our guy Klotzy in the chat says Monty and Woody Marks are better than the Steelers.
Better than the Steelers. Klotz. You don't know football. If you don't think the Steelers running back room's good, I can't trust you. You told me Zamir White was going to be a top 10 running back in fantasy, and he was like a bottom 100. Like, he was so bad. Your running back takes are the worst
Zamir White
of all
pissed off a
time.
lot of people that year, huh?
A lot of people know. In our circle, because Klotz went around and said Zamir White. So, yeah, for our circle in our life, we all thought Zamir White was like the greatest thing since sliced bread. And what did he do? How many yards does Zamir White have that year?
He was a bad player. I think he got hurt, too. He was a bad player.
He got hurt, dude. Let's look up what your guy Zamir White did, Klotz. Last year, he played 6 games, had 32 yards. In 2024, he had 183 yards, and you told me he was going to be a top 10 fantasy back? And you don't think Jalen Warren and Rico Dowdle are a good duo? Come on.
71% of the chat says no to the question. Do the Lions have the number 1 running back duo in the league? And I'll say this about Isaiah Pacheco. I say all that to say this. I think Isaiah Pacheco's role is going to be – I think he's going to be someone that could probably get in this offense, depending on the O-line, which I still think we can look on paper and say it's upgraded. But we've talked about it before. I think it's going to take time. Those guys got to gel. It's young. They're not going to be elite. When Jamal Williams broke Barry's record, they had the best O-line arguably in the league. They're not going to have that this year. That O-line is not going to be the best in the league. It's going to be better than last year. It's going to be good. I would say if they can get top 10 again, somewhere in that ranking, they're fine. But I do think Isaiah Pacheco in this offense could get like 500 yards or so. Maybe a short yardage guy. I do agree with you, but I think it's a downgrade from Monty, obviously. And I think Isaiah Pacheco just has to stay healthy, but I don't think he'll be terrible in this offense. I know we've talked with Klotz about it, and there's a lot of people that are maybe down on him because of the injuries and because of the lack of production with Kansas City the last 2 years, but I think in this offense he'll be better. It just really, what does it look like, honestly? Like, what does Pacheco look like in this offense? What is a good year? If you say, Isaiah Pacheco had a pretty good year, what does it look like in this offense? A couple hundred yards?
Kyle Monangai.
What did Kyle Monangai have?
He had like 400 or 500 yards.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think 500 yards for him, and then it's like
Monangai had 800 yards.
So let's say 500 though. I think 500.
Justin goes, shit, that's a lot.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
If he had 800 yards, I'd be freaking out.
It would be unreal, but I don't think it's going to be like 500 yards, and it's going to be like one of those things too. Like, I wouldn't be shocked.
8 touchdowns.
Well, the touchdowns, I wouldn't be shocked. I told Jeff this the other day. Like, if he had 10 touchdowns, would you be shocked?
No.
They're going to give him 1 yard line.
Yeah, so I wouldn't be shocked if he has double-digit touchdowns for you, and that's production. You look at that and you go, okay, like, he's a really good running back 2 in the position he needs to be.
Yeah.
And that's why my thing this whole offseason with the running back 2 spot in Detroit, people are always like, you lost D-Mont. Can Isaiah Pacheco do that? It's a different running back 2 position than we've had in the years past with D-Mont.
Yes.
Like, it's changing. And I think people have to adapt to that and realize that this year Jahmyr Gibbs is going to have a different role, a role more included, to where a running back 2, 400 or 500 yards, and we're happy with that. So I don't want people to kind of put that, is Isaiah Pacheco with David Montgomery? No,
well, according to this list, we got high expectations for.
Well, no,
I just think
Jahmyr is going to be the best running back in the NFL this year. So I put him. He's up there.
Where's Saquon then?
Who's Saquon's number 2?
Oh, so now it matters the number 2.
Tank, what did he do last year?
So the number 2 doesn't matter with Jahmyr, but it matters with Saquon.
Yeah.
I appreciate the honesty. Hey, it's a crunch time list, so I appreciate the.
All of our names are stamped on this.
Yeah.
So whatever.
No, my name is literally stamped on it.
Jeff and I's name is
Yeah, no, I'm
right here.
Justin, me and you are safe from this list.
Yeah.
It's just Jeff and Bill.
I'm going to keep making these lists. And I told Jeff, I said, you guys can rip me apart on them. I don't care. I'll battle till the end.
Shift says, would you feel comfortable with Chuba Hubbard as your RB2 or Pacheco? Well, clearly Chuba Hubbard.
Yeah.
Damn, now I got you guys indoctrinating me in these lists, dude. I already get Trav's, blowback for all his lists that he puts on Woodward.
He put some crazy lists up there?
Oh, yeah. just wait till we get, now that, it's summer. Just wait.
You guys should be following Woodward Sports, by the way, on every platform because if you want to see those lists. Nick Wyatt says Zamir White had me in hell. Well, to be fair, I remember that fantasy draft. If you know how they give you the best available, he was and that year Zamir White was
that was the year before last, right?
Yeah, it was 2024.
Before they got Genty. Oh, yeah, I was all bought in.
I hated the Zamir White thing because
my sleeper last year was Minot guy.
Lucas said, Booner, you said Will Levis would be a top 10 quarterback.
Yeah, and I followed it up with I also said Tyler Shuck will be a starter in the NFL, and I said that at his combine.
To be fair, I was on the show when Claude said Sam Laporta would get 1,000 yards.
Okay, he has one good hit. Where's the rest?
I don't know. I don't remember all.
He's lived off the Sam Laporta thing forever.
It's a great take.
It is. It's good, but since then we're throwing darts into the air now.
What are your great hits?
Oh, I have a ton. Tyler Shuck.
Tyler Shuck being a starter when they had Booner at quarterback that year. I mean, that's fair.
One hit wonder, or you got more?
I've got more. I'm not going to go through my hits right now. I don't like to talk about my hits. I don't like to be. I'm always
play
right,
the hits, Booner.
You know?
Shift says everybody has Gibbs winning offensive player of the year. He better have a big year.
I don't give a fuck about him winning offensive player of the year. I just want him to have a good season and stay healthy. Literally the only award I care about is the Super Bowl. So
that's it.
The rest
By the way,
is
breaking news. I think Russell Wilson's retired, and I'm pretty sure he's becoming an analyst.
Yeah,
on
CBS analyst. I saw that.
By the way, Russell Wilson. I hate this. He was a good quarterback. He probably should have left a couple years ago.
Yes,
he's kind of
he overstayed his welcome.
Yeah, he's tarnished his name. If he would have left a couple years ago, he would be looked at. He'd be a
Go
Hall
watch
of Famer and be
the
all that.
Seahawks tape, bro. He remember when he was literally the best deep ball thrower in the NFL?
It was cold. Dude.
He was throwing darts in people's chests.
That's why I'll never. I get so annoyed when people try and compare Kyler Murray to Russ.
Russ was miles better than Kyler.
Russ is 5'11",
By the way,
but he played.
Russell Wilson, Shefty to it, 10-time Pro Bowler. That's incredible.
Yeah,
incredible. 10 times.
Let's go to break. When we get back, we'll get to mailbag. So get those mailbag questions.
Hit that like
away,
button too,
and hit the like button on the stream. We'll see
Smash
you guys.
it.
We'll see you guys in a couple of minutes.
It's rolling, it's green, World City! Towering hammer goes in! Towards the pass, he's got
Detroit has the best sports fans in the world. That's why they deserve the best sports coverage in the world. We are the Woodward Sports Network.
It's game on at Art & Jake's. Wings, burgers, pizza, and ice-cold drinks served up with attention to detail. Wall-to-wall TVs, great service, and a vibe that keeps your crew coming back. Art & Jake's, a sports bar setting with a fine dining flavor.
Thank you to all the fans for making Woodward Sports your #1 online destination for Detroit sports. We promise not to drop the ball.
All right, we're excited to add water hazard to the bullpen from our friends over at Founders Brewing. You've probably seen that bright blue drink. Yeah, that's water hazard. You see it right there on the screen next to me. It's best served over ice with a slice and a lemon, preferably. It's a vodka-based cocktail at 5% ABV. That's citrusy, refreshing, and gluten-free. It's also the very first canned vodka cocktail from Founders, and it's perfect in between innings or even between rounds. So next time you're out, get in the drink with water hazard, and please, when you're drinking this, please drink responsibly.
We're back. It's crunch time on Woodward Sports. Drop those mailbag questions. We'll get to mailbag. And I know that people are already talking about stuff in the chat that we were just talking about. And Steve Wilds's first 2 years, Pacheco was a top 10 running back. I mean, yeah, his first 2 years in Kansas City, almost averaged 5 yards a carry.
Yeah, I did see. I wonder. I am interested to see if that injury. It's like one of those things with the Aleem thing. Like, let him get back a little bit, see where he's at with it.
Yeah, the thing about
maybe he surprises people.
And the thing about that's concerning about Pacheco is it's been 2 years of injuries. It's been a longer timeline.
Which is it?
Than
I'll say
Aleem.
that is.
It's been
concerning.
a lot of different injuries, which is concerning. I'm not going to sit here and say it's not. The good part is he's not relied on to be your number one. Dante Mailsack, who would you guys start at QB for the Cleveland Browns? Because that is an absolute nightmare right now.
I know Jeff is going to always go Shedeur Sanders. He's a Shedeur stan.
Absolutely.
I probably would just go Shedeur right now. I don't know if you have any other options. I know people like the Deshaun Watson is back thing. I don't know if that's going to be the case, but I probably would go Shedeur as well, which I'm not confident. I don't think that should be your long-term.
Jeff, give the Browns your pitch on why Shedeur should be the day one starter.
Well, what else do you have? I mean, Shedeur he's young. He showed flashes last year, and you got to think like they didn't really have anything on offense. What did they do this year? They invested in a lot more offensive pieces. They upgraded the offensive line. They drafted more receivers. You brought in Todd Monken, an offensive coordinator that I know they had Kevin Stefanski, but clearly that wasn't working out. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with Shedeur. But yeah, I like some of the things he brings to the table. Would you like him to shut his mouth sometimes? Probably. But talent-wise, I think he's talented.
By the way, too, I got to address this. Lucas said about the splitting Gibbs with Gibbs and Monty, and then Steve said Lucas was right on Gibbs. He should have been the main focus, not too like Monty. What was the issue last year? Wasn't the Lions fan base, weren't we all pushing back? Why isn't D-Mont getting more of the carries? Was that not – am I crazy? Did we not all – like everyone was asking for more D-Mont last year?
Yeah, he was unequivocally – in the sample size he got, he had more yards per carry down the stretch than Jahmyr Gibbs.
So what are we talking about when he was right? Like, Gibbs hasn't done that yet. Like, everyone wanted more D-Mont last year. He wanted more D-Mont. Everyone did. That was like the biggest thing in the Lions' offense last year was why isn't D-Mont getting more of the touches?
Yep.
So what are you talking about? That's completely wrong.
Krug Daddy says mailbag. So, Jeff, now that the O-line is fixed, there's no excuse now for Jared Goff to not go out and win it all. What will the main excuse be this season when he has multiple turnover games?
Why are we talking in future like it's happened already?
I think
let's talk about it when it happens so we can have that conversation.
And you got to admit, though, Krug Daddy, like last year, the offensive line was butt cheeks. Okay, we can say that it was bad, and Jared Goff had a great year statistically. So I mean, every quarterback needs a good O-line, but I think the focus for me is not as much. Well, it's protecting Jared Goff, but it's what do they look like in the run game, And what does the offensive line look like towards the end of the year? Not the first couple games, because I think it's going to take time. I'm not going to overreact the first couple games of this O-line.
Hey, this is a really good mailbag question. Nick Wyatt said, if there was one player you could take from any NFC North team and insert them onto the Lions roster, who would it be and why?
I'm saying I would probably go Micah. You have to go Micah, or I think you may like Jalen Johnson, maybe someone like that.
I think Micah's like a healthy Micah Parsons with Aiden Hutchinson. Defense changes a little bit there.
Yeah, it'd probably be Micah. Maybe there's a.
What was the
I know.
link for?
I'll say it for him.
Maybe there's a.
He would take Caleb Williams and put it on this roster. He would.
I love that.
He would. How about this, Ben Johnson?
Yeah. I love it. Hey, throw a little. Hey, it's a Monday, man. You got to get the people going at the end of the show on a Monday. Let's see. Will.i.am says mailbag, should Pacheco thrive more in Detroit than he did in Kansas City because the Lions have arguably a better O-line? Well, can he stay on the field, though, Will.i.am? That's the question. Can he stay healthy?
If he stays healthy, I think he'd be better. And by the way, Steve Wild said, come on, bro, you're saying Monty was better. That's a joke. Statistically wise, Jeff, want to say the stats again? Statistically, running the ball, Monty was outperforming Jahmyr Gibbs when it comes to yards per carry.
Yeah, the last 6 games of the year, I think Monty averaged 4.8 yards a carry, and Jahmyr averaged 3. Which people will say, well, you got more carries. Well, that
by the numbers,
if you see a guy that in a limited amount of carries is doing well, usually you give that guy more carries. I mean, is that not usually the thought process on that?
Yes.
I would assume. I'm not saying Jamonte's better than him, but the point I'm making is he should have gotten more of an opportunity. It's pretty clear.
Xavier D said, what side of the line now that our tackles has been switched over, do you think it's the majority of the runs in that direction? I think you're going to get to a point to where you're comfortable with both. Like you know what I mean? Like last year, you never wanted to go to the left side because you were incompetent and felt like on the left side. And even in the middle, it was always just Panay. I think with Blake Miller, my hope is by week 1, you can trust that you can run behind him and Tate.
I will never not say anytime you're running the football, you run behind the Samoan. It's just
but
it's not even a debate.
Then
he could have you at guard. I'm running behind the Samoan.
Then you're in a spot to where they're reading you every time,
and that's fine.
And then you have to counter, and then you go behind Blake Miller.
Stack Panay side. I'm still running that side. I want Panay Sewell as my lead blocker. So that's where I'm at. That's where I'm
by
at
the way, Nick Wyatt said Pro Bowler Shedeur Sanders. I still can't believe that guy was a Pro Bowler. That might be one of the most embarrassing things in NFL history.
This goes back to what you said.
Hey, wait, Stick is in the building. You still owe me for this bet. What? I bet Stick on Big D Energy 2 years ago that Shedeur Sanders would win a Pro Bowl, and he owes me lunch still.
Wait. Okay.
I'll go find the clip.
How did he make the Pro Bowl? Was he like the 87th sub?
Everyone said I'm going on vacation instead of playing in the Pro Bowl.
Under his career achievements, one-time Pro Bowler.
Honestly, Justin, gonna be honest, that's a dirty bet to win. I wouldn't even want it.
Yeah, that's
honestly, I would buy Stick
I'm sorry.
for that.
Does it say one-time Pro Bowler next to his name?
That's a dirty
lunch
bet.
At the Capuchin Soup Kitchen for that win.
Yeah.
Well, can we turn this around on you though? Earlier, Lee McNeil, you said make the Pro Bowl.
Well,
really?
Well, dude,
considering
if you made top 5 defensive tackles,
they're handing out Pro Bowls.
Exactly. If they're handing them out and you're 5th in the NFL at your position and you can't even get a handout, that's embarrassing, huh? How about that?
Well, so is the Pro Bowl something we look at seriously or not? I'm just going to you.
I don't care about the Pro Bowl, but if you can't even get a handout of a participation game because you're so bad at your position, then yeah, that's an issue. Listen, if it's that easy, it should be easy for Lee McNeil then this year to live up to his top 5 contract.
So is that really an expectation?
All you have to do is just stay healthy, and guess what? You're in the Pro Bowl. We'll opt into your contract.
Who's the quarterback from the Ravens who made the
Tyler Huntley?
Snoopy?
Snoop Huntley, man.
Snoop Huntley, man. I mean, this is where we're at, dude.
That's the bar for the Pro Bowl now.
It's the bar.
Hey, Burning Issue said, how many catches and touchdowns does Panay have this year? I think Panay Sewell, I was betting on it last year, actually. I don't know if you guys knew this. You could bet on Panay touchdowns. I bet it a couple times when we were doing our watch parties because there were like rumors that in practice he was working on it. So I was throwing in touchdown bets for him.
That's next level degeneracy right there.
Yeah, you called the number.
It's going to happen. I might bet that. I might find a book and bet that every single week. Gamble responsibly, as always, but I'm going to do it.
And if you're a sportsbook that wants to sponsor Woodward Sports, tap in.
Yeah.
And I'll push out the Panay Sewell. You'll make a lot of money probably for that.
If there's a sportsbook out, by the way, you got this guy that's going to put money into your betting. Whatever sportsbook you got, you're getting free bets every week.
The problem we run into is I do win a lot. So, and all the people.
Oh, sure, man.
I do win a lot. So people will. Sportsbooks are paying us out.
Caleb, you can't say sure, man. I mean, what let's look at your record.
Okay, I had a bad season. Look,
back-to-back years. By the way,
for me,
what are we doing?
Back-to-back years. We had our pick'em show the last 2 years. I'm 2 and I've won it 2 years in a row.
Yeah, but you it was
what? I won?
No, it was you were like the leader of it. It was like communism. Like you found a way to put yourself at number one.
Well, this is
betting. We have 0-12.
Betting's different than pick'em though. Like we're talking about betting, just betting.
Pick'em is spread, so it's betting.
But we're just talking about every parlay.
But betting, by the way, I still dominate too. What are we talking about?
I was asking Caleb, what's the record? I mean, I'm just asking you because every time you send me a parlay, Caleb, I have a fund actually. I'm going to make a separate savings account just for Caleb's bets.
Have you won my parlays?
I have won a lot of parlays.
Them, yes, easy.
Caleb, I'm just saying as your friend, we need you to step up this season. We need you.
No, I'm tapping in already.
Okay.
We'll be good. We're in
year 2. We're going into year 3 with Caleb. I do not trust his Lions bet.
Booner, I won't send you one of my bets.
Please.
I won't.
Hey, look at Anthony Patterson says in the chat. Shout out to you. He says, so you're saying Stick tried to take advantage of a bet that should have been an easy win and he lost. Is that what's happening? The Shedeur bet seemed like a layup.
Exactly.
To Stick's point, it did seem like he was like, I
gotta be honest, I don't even remember the bet. So I'll buy you lunch. I don't care. But yeah, in no world is Shedeur Sanders an NFL quarterback. He was hardly a college quarterback. I don't care about Shedeur Sanders. He's a nepo baby. Maybe that's why you love him, Justin.
Yeah, he put on.
Oh, I also don't want lunch. I just want the satisfactory of beating you. That's all I care about. I don't give a fuck about lunch.
He made the Pro Bowl. He put up Bryce Underwood numbers.
At the Pro Bowl?
No, I'm saying in the season.
He is generating.
He put up Bryce Underwood numbers.
Oh, my God, bro. We don't have enough time to get into my thoughts on Bryce Underwood.
He really did.
He's the Joker, man. Come on.
God Hates Coward says, Bailbag, who has more picks, Kirby or the rest of the Lions defense?
It's got to be Kirby this year.
Well, yeah.
Is Kirby playing?
He's going to play. He's going to play.
Because Jack,
they didn't draft a safety for a reason. They're both playing.
I think they're confident Kirby comes back being Kirby again. Or else they would have really made some changes.
I agree. There was too many good safeties in the free agent market for them to not risk Kirby's injuries.
By the way, last question, Freddie Feld. Shout out Freddie, by the way. He was in the studio
Shout
hanging
out.
out with us,
Appreciate
man.
you, Freddie.
Freddie's he's one of the guys, man. He's one of the realest dudes I've ever met. So shout out to you, Freddie.
He deleted it.
He deleted it.
We
though.
deleted the mailbag right when we're about to read it. That's tough.
I think it was F. Mary Kill, Firehouse Subs, Subway, and Jersey Mike's.
Jersey Mike's, Mary. I'm killing Subway, and then what's the other one?
I'm effing Subway, man.
No.
Yeah.
I love Subway.
Somebody's got to do it.
I love a good Subway.
Have you guys ever had Firehouse Subs?
Yeah.
It's incredible.
I'm down on Firehouse
good.
Subs. I like Jersey Mike's, Mary, fuck Subway, and kill
Subway. I can,
Firehouse.
dude. Every time I eat Subway now, it just does something to my stomach. It's like I don't think it's real, honestly. I don't think
for the
Subway's
record,
real.
Joey and I both worked at Subway as one of our first jobs. And when I hired Joey at Channel 955, I was the promotions director. Joey put on his resume sandwich artist, and that's why I hired
incredible.
him. That's why I hired him.
It's an incredible job.
Because I used to do the same thing on my application. I'd put Subway, and they say occupation, but sandwich artist.
See that's like just thinking outside the box, trying to get a job.
Yeah. It stood out. And look, now we're boys, and here we are today.
Shout out. It all came together. I mean, Subway, I'll say this about Subway before we leave.
You're a Subway guy.
I am, but here's the thing. I went through a Subway drive-thru the other day. One of the worst things in all of food. Subway is not built for a drive-thru. I went to the drive-thru. I thought it was hot shit. Everyone's going into Subway. I saw a drive-thru. I'm like, I'm going to the drive-thru. I pull in the drive-thru. Dude, it was a disaster in there, dude. So honestly, Subway tough.
Yeah, I didn't even know that was a thing. A
Get your
Subway
shit together.
drive-thru.
Yeah, get your shit. Phoenix says Subway is for poor people. Okay, that's disrespectful.
Fun fact: there's more Subways in the world than McDonald's because they're attached to gas stations all around the country. So there's more Subways than McDonald's in America.
That's insane.
And Myers, they're in Myers, dude. They're in.
Yeah, they're in Walmarts. I've seen them everywhere. Up in Saginaw, when I went to Saginaw, our Subway was in the Walmart.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. We'll get out of here. Appreciate you guys.
Hey, hit that like button, too, by the way. Let's get over 100.
Hit the like button. Tune in 2 to 4. Braylon and Anson. We got the heavies 5 to 7 as always. Hit the like button on the stream. Follow us on social media, Woodward Sports, on everything. We'll catch you guys tomorrow, 11 a.m. But
love you guys.
Then, peace.
The next generation of Detroit sports media is here. Crunch Time is back on Woodward Sports. Join Jeff Iafrate and Booner Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Taking Detroit sports coverage to the next level with massive interviews, viral moments, and the best live reactions. Get ready, Detroit. The young guns are taking over. Crunch Time on Woodward